Hello everyone. I don't have my ears on yet, so give me a moment. I do have the voice on. So how you doing today, Tim? Good to see you. Oh, Mr. Roberts. Nice seeing you here, sir. Yes, as the thing says, I have one more week till my birthday. I'll be 70 years old. I don't feel that old. Most people don't think I look that old. And I know I don't act that old. So, and I'm still working. So, Mr. Roberts is a new. I'll tell you in a minute. He is a new subscriber. Oh, I'll get the wrong one. That's not going to do a thing for me. Larry, get the right one. Hello, Tobias. How you doing, sir? Welcome, everybody. Now, if any of you want to come up and talk, come on up. John, this is the way I run my live stream. I come on, I put a link to my StreamYard account, and anybody that wants to come up can come up and talk, and they can introduce themselves, talk about their channel, talk about whatever they want, as long as it's not derogatory or mean towards somebody else. I only ask that everybody be nice to each other, take care of themselves, and that's it. That's all I ask. I'll have a few that'll come up a little bit later. There's a couple that come up regularly. Yes, next week I'll have a special. I'm going to be doing my live stream again. Now, Elvie, she's in the Philippines. She's concocted some games to play. Now, she only has Gcash to give away, so if you have Gcash, I don't care where you're at, you can play on the game. And we'll see what's going on. I guess if somebody here in the States wins and they want to give me their PayPal account, I can send some money to them. There's none of the games going to be big cash prizes. I think the top prize is going to be like $5. There's going to be one game where you can win more than that, but you got to have a little luck as well. But all the games are based on the Filipino peso. So like 250, as far as I know, will be about the top prize, and that's equivalent to almost $5. And hey, Mr. Barry, how you doing, sir? And Tobias is here as well. Thank you, Tobias. Go on in. And so yeah, we're just going. Like I said, now, so Ben's your brother-in-law, Tobias? Oh, I didn't know that. So now, see, guys, Ben's on a farm, and Tobias lives in the Chicago area. Tim, he's in the Philippines. He's a retired person and lives in the Angeles City area. So, like I said, I don't get a lot of people that come into the live stream for very long. A lot of times they're in, they're out. If you would, though, if you hit the thumbs up, that helps the channel. I'm just trying to get this thing going. And so we're just trying to get everybody up and running. Like I said, we started this one a little early. But it's now it is after 7 now, but I started it just a little before 7. Not too much before. So anyway, I know Elvie's got a live stream going. right now, so she'll be here later. Dan, I expect to come in pretty soon. Big Mac Daddy, Edward D. Beck, he ought to be here pretty soon. Like I said, anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome to come up. But if you see me having the picture there instead of the duck for live stream, that means I can have up to about 9 visitors plus myself. So things are going pretty good. Got my laundry done early today. Back to work tomorrow. So, just enjoying my 2 days off. And we appreciate it, Mr. Roberts, for hitting that thumbs up. And but anyway, I can go anywhere from an hour. I've gone as long as 6 hours. I don't plan on doing that tonight. Who knows about next week, because there are going to be some games playing, and we're going to play until the money's gone. So, hey Dan, how you doing, sir? You're in bye-bye now, huh? Oh, by the way, John Roberts, Bay is pronounced bye-bye. That's in the Philippines. Oh, is Ed still in the hospital? I was hoping he'd be out by now. Now, if he's in the hospital, he may not. He probably won't come up. He might stop in and say hi, but he probably won't come up. And hopefully he's getting better. I know that his legs has been really bothering him, so hopefully they'll get that taken care of. And so yeah, Dan and Minnie, they, like I said, they have a house in Bye-Bye, and they have an apartment in Cebu, Philippines. Probably, Dan. Either that or a real happy couple. Ben, probably one or the other. Either confused or really happy. Yeah. Now, Dan, are you going to be able to come up, or you're not set up yet? I know pretty soon it'll be close to your Dunkin' Donuts time. And but I want to make sure everybody here knows that next week is my 70th birthday. There's going to be games played on here. Anybody in the States that plays, so I'll try to convert the money from pesos to cash, but I'll need your PayPal account to send it to you. I'm not going to limit it to just the Philippines. The money for the Philippines is in the Philippines right now. I'm going to send a little more there. So anybody that wins, if they want, they can donate it to somebody in the Philippines. That's fine too. Hey Jerry, how you doing, sir? Come on up. It seems like Dan's not going to join me today. He just got back to Bye-Bye. So, probably hasn't got set up with these cameras and everything yet. But he'll be set up by tomorrow night. I know he's getting ready to go back to the States for a couple of weeks. And him and his wife are going to go back, take care of a few things, and for a couple of weeks, see his kids, and then come back to the back to the Philippines. And Jerry, you know your neighbor does have a very beautiful horse. I think I told you that on one of the streams you showed the horse. That is a very pretty horse. He really seems to like those carrots too. Now, not everybody here that comes into my channel is actually a YouTuber. Many of them are. Dan is. I'm not sure about Ben or Tobias. Jerry does. Tim does. I'm not sure about John yet. But like I said, we try to get this done. Thank you, John. This shirt happens to be one of those UV shirts. They block the sun harmful rays. If you'll go back into my some of my videos and shorts, I did a thing on. I had a bunch of spots up here that I treated with a cream that kills precancerous skin cells, and so I put it on there, and I had a bunch of red spots, and they were precancerous. I'm not sure who are all YouTubers, Tobias. That's what I'm not sure about. I'm not sure who does I do know some, like Jerry does, Dan does, Tim does. But Tobias, I'm not sure if you're a YouTuber, if you do YouTube videos or not. I'm sorry, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure about John. He's a new follower. I'll have to check. I'm not sure. I think Ben does, but I'm not positive. So you know, I'm not sure who all is YouTubers and who's not. And try to get that light up. But so yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, it runs in my family. My dad had skin cancer. He had to have it removed from his neck, but he was clear afterwards. And like I said, my hands, there are spots on my hands that have been pre-cancer. So I thought, you know, I always hated putting sun lotion on, and so I went out and if you'll see in my picture there, that's a black cowboy hat. All right, we got Jerry coming up. Hey, Jerry, I see you're showing the chickens. You got the sound off. That's fine if there's music. I understand. But thank us for, oh, you're going to feed the horse some carrots. Cool. Ben says he's not a YouTuber. I wasn't sure, Ben. I didn't think you were, but I wasn't positive. And like I said, not everybody is. Dan said he just uploaded another video. And yeah, like I said, see, he's got a very pretty horse for neighbor does. Yeah, Dan, Jerry. Jerry, Dan's glad to see you out there doing that. Remember now, he wants to see your chickens as well. Now, Jerry happens, like his name says, right there it says South Texas. His channel is Jerry, I call South Texas home. Like I said, he is a YouTuber. He's got over 1,000 subscribers, probably close to 1,000 or more, over 1,000 videos. He does trains. He's been in graveyards. He did a couple of live streams where he's walking around one of the towns that he lives at. He's got videos where he goes down to Mexico and shows stuff down there. And those are interesting. Like I said, I just watched a couple of his on that feeding the horse carrots before. He raises chickens. So he doesn't live in the city. He lives outside of the town. You have 17 subscribers. All right. Now, how many videos do you have up, John? I'll have to check it out. See, well, I can't guarantee I'll follow. It depends on what your subjects are.
I had to unmute
I've got quite a few people I'm following. I'm going to probably have to cut back. That doesn't mean I won't add people, because I'll add people that I find interesting. Dan says he never met a chicken he didn't like.
I had you unmute this whole time. I thought it was unmuted.
Hey, Jerry, I can barely hear you, buddy.
Let me see. Can you hear me there?
I can hear you. I got my volume turned up, too.
Do I sound like an echo?
No. You just sound like you're far off.
Let me sign off and sign back in.
All right. Jerry's going to sign out and come back in. Okay. I got a couple hundred myself. I've been doing this over a year, and I know people that's done it under a year. I've got quite a few followers already. But I do this for fun. I've told many people I'm not doing this to make money. I enjoy, especially the live streams and interacting with other people. The ones that know me will tell you I am a talker. I like to talk. I have done a live stream with nobody else up, and I've done it for over an hour. And all right, we got Jerry back.
Do you see
You're a little better, Jerry. A little better.
I'm better.
Well, you're a little louder. I mean, it sounds like you're a little closer.
No, the same, but I hear an echo on my end.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really hearing an echo, but I'm barely, it sounds like you're muffled.
It's the same. I don't know what's going on, but it's the same.
Hey, that's all right. Just go ahead and stay in. Hey, Robert, if you want, come on up, brother. Now, Robert Simmons is another YouTuber. He's got a small channel. He's a little larger than I am as far as subscribers goes. I think Robert's got over 1,000 already. I'm just over 600. I just went over 600 this week. Like I said, I like to do the live streams, and I like to do the shorts and the videos, and the reason why I started this, like I said, I'm going to be 70 this year, and eventually I want to retire. Now, I've been working since I was 15. Now, there's been time periods where Mac Daddy's here. Hey, let me get you in, Mac Daddy. How you doing, man?
Happy
still talk-
birthday.
That's next week, Dad. I mean, Mac. Eddie, that's
sorry.
next week. Next week's my birthday. And hey, let me change earplugs because I'm having the same thing with Mac Daddy, so it might be the ear thing. Give me a second.
Sure.
Okay, let me turn my volume down now.
Hi,
Sorry,
everybody.
Eddie. And sorry there, Jerry. That was my fault. The
Okay.
one ear, this one, the one that goes in the right ear, for some reason doesn't work as well as the one that goes in the left ear. I hear much better with this one.
Yeah, I don't hear no echo anymore on my end.
Yeah, it was probably I had my mic all the way up, the volume all the way up, so I could hear you.
And,
And,
how's my picture? My picture is it?
Oh,
is
your
it a
picture's nice and clear, nice and clear. I
portrait,
see
not
you're
landscape.
yeah. Mac Daddy, I see you're still in the hospital.
Yes, I am.
How's your legs? Are they getting better?
Well, it's a number of things. My
Okay, well,
my man part swelled up like the size of tennis balls.
yeah.
I have a serious
Hey.
urinary tract infection.
Now we got Mike married to a beautiful woman saying hi to Robert and Tim and Jerry and Mac Daddy and myself.
Hi,
Mike.
everybody.
Yeah, I can't see the chat.
I know. That's why. And neither can Mac Daddy. That's why I
Yep.
read it off. I know you guys. Mac Daddy's its eyesight, and
Oh,
you.
it's both. It doesn't come up on my cell phone.
Yeah, it doesn't come out on the cell phone.
Okay, it doesn't come up on the cell.
No.
It does on mine, but I'm the one host. It does on both of mine.
I'm live
You gotta-
from the
But I'm
hospital.
not. But I've not used my cell phone to go up and try to read the chat. So it may not work if you're going into the chat itself.
Yeah, it's not. You can see the video or the chat.
Okay. Like I said, if you're just watching, you can see both. But if you're
Yep.
trying to participate, it might be limited. I've never done it on my cell phone as a participant.
Well, I'm live
Avoid-
from the hospital, Larry. I'm sitting here in Conemaugh General Hospital, Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Is that near that?
I hope
house? Is that
everything
near
goes
where that
well.
guy- That
Is that
guy that escaped from the prison.
I don't know. Oh, no,
There's
that's
some
the
guy
other
that-
end. That's the other end of Pennsylvania. That's Chester
No.
County. That's down by Delaware. However, they found that guy in Pittsburgh.
So they found him already.
They caught him.
Oh, he
The
was
other
out.
day, they scooped him up in Pittsburgh.
He was MIA for about a week.
Yeah. Oh, he was dodging them too, and somehow he got to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And they got him. Yeah.
Yes.
What was your comment, Dan? I don't censor anything. It's got to be YouTube that's doing it. Dan says my comment got censored, but I don't censor anybody.
Oh. I got to
Yeah.
drop down for a few minutes, Larry. I got
All
to.
right, but just to let you know, Mike says that's great, Ed. Better that way.
Oh yeah, I'm going to get better. I should be
There
out
you
of
go.
here in a couple of days. They want me to go to a rehabilitation center, but they haven't found one suitable for me.
Okay,
But I'm working on it.
there you go. Well,
But I'll
hopefully
only
you'll
be
be
there
back.
another week, and then I'll be home.
All right. Hopefully we'll get you back up here shortly.
Okay, I'll be back.
Now remember, next week is my birthday. My 7th birthday is next Saturday.
Well, there you go. We'll have dancing girls and party hats.
There you go.
Talk to you then. I'll be
All
back.
right, man. Take care.
I'll be back.
Bye.
Yeah.
I see you, Eddie.
All right. See, John, it paid to drop your link, didn't it, there, buddy? Like I said, I try to make it easy on everybody. Now, as Robert showed you earlier, he did 3 small L's. It doesn't matter if they're capital or small, as long as it's 3 L's. It'll even be a combination of the 3. It'll drop your channel. And even if I don't have this up, John, like next week if I forget to put it up, because I forget to put it up once in a while, it always works. The Nightbot's in the background, so all you got to do is type in 3 L's anytime you come into my live stream, and my Nightbot will drop your link. It's that simple. I'm one of these people that I don't know how to drop a link. You know, the people say, "I'll drop your link." I don't know how to do it, and I'm not that interested in growing that quick. If I do, Tim, you can't have any because I don't know how to get it to you. Yeah, like I said, that's what my live stream's all about, is trying to help other people. I enjoy talking. I like Dan's coming up. All right, Dan. Welcome, Sir Dan.
Okay, here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I don't know what you're going to see in the background, you know.
I can see the roof of your the roof design now.
Oh, yeah.
Now the window there. Yeah, you know the fancy design right above you.
Well, I think this is pretty standard. They put dishes. They put dishes in the roofs here in the Philippines.
Yeah, I noticed that, but I'm just saying though.
Yeah.
You know, for here in the States, that's kind of a fancy design.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of. You know, it's marine wood. They use marine wood for that. It's kind of weird. It's kind of interesting that they have that skill set. They're able to take those marine wood panels and make them into spectacular designs.
Now, Tobias, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what's up between you guys, and I don't care. I like Elvie. She's a friend. I like you. So, I'm going to stay out
a
of
really
it.
good friend of mine also.
Like I said, I'm just going to stay out. Tobias is a good guy too, so I'm just going to stay out.
I'm not so sure about that, but anyway, it is what it is. As Tobias is pointing out, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've had friends that don't get along with each other, and you like both people. That happens. Not everybody gets along. Just because you like them doesn't mean somebody else is going to like them.
That's true. I accept that for sure.
Yeah, just a good example is the low roller.
Yeah.
Who's that low? Yeah, I think that is a good example because I get a kick out of them. You view them one way, and then I view them another, and then it's pretty interesting.
It was like only Chris and Dan, Mike, Bobsy, me, and a whole bunch of others weren't really
Hey,
interested.
Tobias, I accept that. We're good, man. It is what it is.
Yeah. That's what I said. I mean, like I said, just because you like two different people don't mean they're going to like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can't, see, here's the whole thing. You can't come on my channel and then use it as a forum for whatever you're unhappy about. Go in there and screw with them there. I just want good vibes most of the time, and I have fun. I do a lot of laughing, and that's where I'm at. So I'm sure Tobias understands that.
Not the Elvie I know. Tobias said, "No, guys, Elvie is a woman who was blinded and abused by her employer. Elvie's not blind." I don't know, Mike. I think it's 18, just like in the States, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing. If you're from the States, you have to abide by the laws of the state.
Yeah, but what's the age of consent in the Philippines?
Well, it's younger. They just raised the age of consent, but it doesn't have anything to do with foreigners going over there. I mean, they think that because the age of consent is 15 or 16 or whatever it is, that they could partake.
Well, here in New York State, it's 17, but...
That's right, it is. That's right, I remember living there for a while.
But, I don't know, as far as I know, there's no upper age, but there may be. I know in Indiana, there's a lower age if they're if the guy's 18 or 19, he can go with a girl younger than a guy that's 30 or 40.
Right.
All right, but I don't know if that's the way it is in New York or
No,
not.
there is a law that's very, very similar to that. You know that the WHO and the United Nations and all those people have been on the Philippines for a long time to raise the age of consent. You know, because I think it was something like 12. I'm not sure. You know, it's on the internet. You know, but you can look all that stuff up. But the laws are is that the law in the U.S. is that when traveling, you abide by the laws of the United States. You know.
Well,
In other words,
I believe you should try to abide by the laws. Now, if the United States laws are stricter, I'd say yeah, go with the United States laws.
right.
But if you're traveling in a country,
it actually is a law. It's actually a condition of your passport. In other words, if you take the time and you read all those documents that have the fine print, it will say that you're subject to enforcement of U.S. laws when traveling abroad.
yeah, but you're also subject to the laws of the country that you're in.
Absolutely.
So you better go with whoever's the most strict. You better obey those laws.
Exactly.
So that's why I said I just figured 18. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't even want someone under 21. I don't even want someone that young.
Oh, Mike is talking about marriage, though. Mike is saying the age of consent is 23. Yeah, the parents still have to sign off on marriage.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't even want someone that young. I mean, 23 is too young. I know there's a lot of older expats that go over there and they want that young teenager, the young 20s.
Well,
No.
when the average age is 20, when the average age is 24, it's pretty easy to find a 23-year-old.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that for me, that's too young. That's just too young. And like I said, that's my preference. I'm not going to enforce my preference on somebody else. As long as everybody is of the legal age of consent, and not only the legal age, but the legal maturity or emotional. I'm trying to figure out maturity. The mental capability of giving consent. Let's go with the mentally capable of doing it. Because there's some that are 30 that don't have the mental capacity. I have, like I said, I got a cousin who got hurt when he was a teenager, and he was already old enough to drive, and he can still remember doing that stuff. But now he has the maturity or the mental capabilities of a kid still like in grade school because of a car wreck. It wasn't a car wreck. It was in a tornado. They lifted up a tree and threw it down on his car when he was going over to check on his grandmother. And ever since then, he's been that way. And so, it's a sad thing. I got to sit and visit with him and his mother when I was home this last
Hey,
time.
I'm curious, John Roberts, where did the chauffeurs come from? I'm kind of curious about that comment. So he's saying, I missed something. I had a Stouffer's meatloaf with mashed potatoes and a chocolate cupcake.
Well, Stouffer's is a brand of fast food that you buy prepared. You just microwave it.
Hey, but John, are you in the
Hey,
Philippines?
Crystal, how you doing?
John, do they have Stouffer's in the Philippines? Because a lot of American frozen foods are starting to show up.
Well, I don't think John's in the Philippines. I think John's in the States.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I've been talking about that. That's why I was curious. You're talking about how American foods are showing up here.
Well, yeah, especially at the specialty stores.
Right.
Landers and all them.
Yeah. Landers and S&R and those places.
John says he's from Wyoming.
Whoa, okay. All right.
He's a new subscriber. He just subscribed to me this week.
You're a meat eater then.
Yeah, he's a newbie here. I gave him his jacket because, like I said, I know he subscribed to me. And he bought it at Walmart. Wally World. You see who Pete was in Georgia this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't follow her that much anymore. She shows up in my feed every once in a while, but but she's getting great views. I think, 500,000 views or something on some of her videos.
Oh, yeah.
So she must have something interesting to say.
Well, I'm still following her. I enjoy her presentation. She
Yeah.
she is very good at presenting whatever
Just
information she's covering.
professional. No
Oh, she
question
is.
about it. Yeah.
And she's been that way from the get-go. So, I mean, she probably studied what to do before she ever put out her first video.
Right.
Not like me. I said not like me. I just been winging it the whole time. I still,
Hey, let me
I
ask you
still
a
don't know how to edit.
Do you remember when she climbed the coconut tree?
Yeah.
That was amazing. I mean, for crying out loud, you know?
That was when I forget how many subscribers she had. Whether it was
Who's one
10,000.
Filipina that climbs a coconut tree.
Naomi, how you doing?
Naomi is here.
There she is.
Yeah. Hey, we
Yes.
almost went over and looked. Did you work yesterday, Naomi? Because, man, Minnie and I, we were over there by Terminal 3. And then I said, let's go over and see Naomi at Terminal 1. And then Minnie was like, we were carrying like 30 or 40 pounds worth of stuff. And she's like, that's not a good plan, Dan. Especially if I'm the one that has to carry this stuff over to Terminal 1.
Yeah.
So anyway, we almost got over there, Naomi. We were thinking about you anyway.
And Naomi does. Her and her daughter live in Cebu area. I don't know if it's Cebu City itself, but they live in that area.
And you know, Larry, I've been on a mission. You know, if you've been watching videos, we're trying to get everywhere on the cheap now. You know, it's like a mission. We're like on a mission.
Hey,
So,
Bobby,
but
how you doing?
Getting over to Terminal 3 when you're carrying a whole bunch of junk, you know, I mean, that's hard to do, you know, because you have to do some walking. There's certain parts of it. There's no Jeep, there's no trike, there's no bike, there's no tuk-tuk. There is nothing but your feet.
Now, Bobby, if you want, drop these 3 L's and get your channel listed there, buddy. It's up to you. Bobby's here. He said he
Time to
won't
get
be here
going.
long. They're heading to the bus terminal, going to Bangkok. So he's getting ready to
They're on
head
their
up to
way to
Bangkok.
They're on their way to BKK, one of my favorite places in the whole world.
Well,
That's
now,
just a bad name.
Bobby, are you heading to the hospital? I have the checkup on the surgery you had done. Bobby had neck surgery. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
That's the place to have it.
And so
Thank
I'm just wondering if he's going in there for a checkup.
Yeah.
Because he's got a truck, so I mean, if he's taking the bus, maybe it's for a checkup. Maybe he just doesn't want to drive that far.
He's headed back to the States on Tuesday. he said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just saw that. Well, you have a safe trip home.
No work today, day off. Okay, no, that's good. We're back in by now.
Yeah.
Next time we'll catch up.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's
You know, I like that. You know, I'll tell you what, Ben, what I like about
sunny there in the
Bangkok,
Philippines.
it's if you want, because it's New York, you know, it's New York at 25% of the price, at a quarter of the price. That's why I love Bangkok. It's New York City at 25% of the price.
Yeah.
You know, totally. If you wanted to live that lifestyle, the high-rise building, the moving and the shaking, the street food scene, you know, except
We lost
except
Jerry.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. Oh, Jerry, what? Jerry's gone. I'm a little
Yeah.
bit disappointed, you know, that they're taking down the bars on wherever it was, Soy 7 or Soy 11. I mean, I have people that are living. I have friends that are living on those soys that they moved there because of that nightlife, and now they're building condos everywhere. And I guess it's because the expats are going in there and buying up all the stuff. So
No, Mike. LLL means ladies loathe Larry. Yeah, you'll enjoy John. He's got some. If you go to these older ones, he's got some on Lake Mead. He lives in living in Thailand. Him and his wife's Thai. So he's got a lot of videos now in Thailand. But on Fridays, him and some of his guests will do a sing-along, a karaoke style thing, and people come up and sing. And Bobby's a pretty good singer. He does country music, is what he sings pretty good most of the time. Hey, all right, Jerry. So your Pernay friend is sending you a message. You take care, man. If you don't make it back up, you have a good night's sleep. Because I know you like to go to bed early. So have fun talking to your friend. And take care, man. Have a good one.
Take care. Thanks for sharing the horse and the chickens with us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, Bobby's a good singer. He's got a few that'll come up. And some of them are in Thailand or the Philippines and Australia. He's got some that come up there. It's usually Friday morning here in the States. There, I'll do that.
Man, I'll tell you, I'd be in Thailand right now. Mammy and I would be there right now if it weren't for the fact that we gotta head back to the States. I was trying to convince her to go, but then I started thinking, man, that would be a very short trip. You got to plan at least 30 days minimum and 45 if you can get it, in Thailand. Yeah. But it's getting expensive there, just like the Philippines. It's getting expensive but we got that free pass, we got that free one-way through Philippine Airlines that we want to burn up.
Oh, yeah. But, like I said, though, this is it's been an interesting day today. Got my laundry done. I slept in. Oh, God, I slept in. Longest I slept in all week. About 12 hours. Well, actually, about 10. Because I took a nap yesterday, so part of that was from yesterday. A little over an hour of that was from yesterday. If it happens after noon, my CPAP, I lost Dan. If it happens afternoon, my CPAP starts a new count. So from noon to noon is what it goes by. And yesterday around 1, 2 o'clock, I laid down for a little over an hour, took a nap. Actually, it was around almost 3, because that's when it started storming. About 2 o'clock to 3. We had a real big storm. Now today was a nice day, sunny. Didn't storm. Now Dan, I don't know what happened. There he is. He's back. Hey Dan, what happened?
I just hit the wrong button.
Okay, I was going to say, man. All of a sudden you were gone.
Yeah, the cell phone is, it's hard for me to handle. I don't know why.
I understand. LV's here. LV. Welcome, LV. I know you had a live stream earlier, but it was too close to time for mine to start. I know you got another one scheduled. Go ahead, Dan.
By the way, that's LV, that's not Mike married to LV. It's LV.
No, that's LV, not my Aswell, however you say it.
Right.
LV
that's
for Mike.
Not his Asawa.
Yeah.
But now, Tim was wanting to know what I ended up paying. Okay, so we ended up paying $7.50 per ticket on Starlux, but they've changed the flight schedule on a couple of legs of it. They changed the flight schedule going Cebu to Taipei, Taipei to Cebu on the return trip. They've done that like 3 or 4 times. I was going to go in and I was going to go ahead and set up our seat assignments, and pay the premium for the extra leg space. But I think that I'll hold off until the final moment.
Sometimes they offer that pretty cheap.
Yeah.
From what I hear.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is wait. Maybe I'll get lucky.
Yeah.
I doubt these $7.50. It's hard. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, Philippine Airline wanted $12.50 for the same ticket.
Well, $7.50. Now, I got to fly to Beijing, China, back in '99 from Erie, Pennsylvania. I flew from Erie to Detroit, then to Beijing. It was $753 round trip, and I had business class on the way back. I can't remember if I had it on the way there or not, but I know I had business class on the way back.
Take care, Bobby.
And all right, Bobby, take care, man. Glad you dropped in. And hey, Dale, how you doing, sir?
$7.50 is from Cebu to Taipei, Taipei to LAX. So that's the deal. And now the big debate, I don't know if you guys can help me out with this or not, is rental cars are getting so expensive. When I started playing around with the Uber rates, I've been going in there. We're only going to be there for 2 weeks, and so we're not planning on doing anything fancy, but it would have been kind of cool to live stream from Disneyland. So I did want to rent a car, but man, they're talking ridiculous prices for renting a car. Renting a car for 2 weeks is more expensive than both of Media and I's airline tickets, believe it or not.
Tim says Dan sounds like economy class.
Yeah, it's economy class, but what we're going to do is we're going to pay the premium to get the upgrade once we get closer to flight time.
And yes, LV, I'm looking forward to our celebration next week. I've tried to let the ones here in the States know that either they got to have GCash or I'll have to get their PayPal if they win, and I'll send that money. It will not come out of the money I've gave you for these games. I will give you some more money. I also said that if they want, they can donate their winnings to somebody else. And all right, Bobby says he's flying business class this time. One way on EVA Air is just under $5,000.
Beautiful. That's going to be a beautiful experience. You've probably done it before, but man, I can't tell you if I had. So when we first came here, we did business class, but we went to Thailand first. So we went. It was weird because we went LAX to Manila, and we had a 2-hour layover in Manila, and then we flew from Manila to Bangkok. So it was strange. So Philippine Airlines gave us a headache because they thought we were going to offload in Manila.
Now Tim says he looked into renting a car a few weeks ago, and it was over $1,000 a week.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's crazy money. So I gotta listen. I don't know what to do. I gotta convince. In Sacramento, I'm okay. I could probably borrow a car, but we'll be going from LAX, spending a week there in LA, and then we'll be going up to Sacramento.
Well,
but I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that I'm okay in Sacramento. I probably can talk the kid into loaning me his car.
There you go.
But in
LA, give him a couple hundred, and you'll still save a lot of money. He'll have a little extra.
Yeah, maybe the answer is to use Uber or Lyft when we're in LA, and then in Sacramento just go use the car.
Dell says, "Am I the only one that gets red awful heat rash on the groin?" I've not had it in the groin, but I've had it all over my legs in the Philippines. Prickly heat. It's called prickly heat because you get little like pimple pricks from the heat. I've had that on my butt and some other places. That's not much fun because they itch and hurt. But I've never had it in the groin area. That would not be a good place to have it.
What part of California time to get going? Sure would be nice to borrow your truck. See how I did that? I just like, see how I did that?
I think he's in Northern California.
And stay in your house. I'd give you something for that.
Yeah, but
well, you can't even buy a hoopty for $1,000. That's the problem. Oh yeah, sure. Well, I'm there. That's where I'm headed. I'm headed to West Covina. That's
east of LA and Rancho
Cucamonga. Yeah, you know that song, Cucamonga?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, who did that? The Beach Boys? Who did the song Cucamonga?
Either the Beach Boys or Jen and Dean.
Yeah.
I can't
anyway,
remember which.
That's my neighborhood right there. I used to work at Michael J's restaurant right there on the Foothill Boulevard. I don't know if you remember them or not. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's a small world. It's getting smaller every day.
Yeah. And Tobias says, Dan, you're too cheap. You can't have it all, man.
Yeah, that's true. I am a cheap bastard.
I'm a broke bastard. That's my problem. I'm spending most of my entertainment money for this for the next couple of months for this party.
Yeah.
This next week. Like I said, LV concocted a couple of games we're going to play. And
reindeer games.
We'll give away some money.
LV, play reindeer games for Christmas.
Well, she's got a 1 year celebration coming up. I've gave her some money to help with sponsor that a little bit. I might give her some more. But like I said, I mean,
See that Bobby is saying his house is only 2 blocks from Foothill Boulevard, my old stomping ground. Yep. University of Laverne, Claremont College, and all that. All them kids that come out on Friday and Saturday night destroy.
Hey, Irene and Irish, how you doing? I believe it's just Irene, but that's the channel name, Irene and Irish. Welcome.
Yeah, Irene is here. Hi, Irene.
And like I said, now, Irene, I know you watch Elvie. So remember now, next Saturday, about this time, actually be a little bit later than this, we'll be starting those games for Gcash to celebrate my birthday. And so, yeah. Bobby's retired from the Army Corps of Engineers.
Did you do any of that design work on our levees up there in Sacramento? I'm just curious. You know, we've had a levee problem up there for years. Yeah. One day it's going to be underwater. Yep.
Well, that's all right, Irene. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't done it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Helps with the channel. And I don't know, was you here when I said I'm finally over 600 subscribers? Just went over this week?
Yes.
Yeah. I got a video up that I put up this week. It's got almost 3,000 views. That's my best video ever. And it's a regular video, not a short. And,
oh, yeah, Parker Home.
Yeah.
Del Brady's in the house.
Yeah. I gave him a jacket. I noticed he didn't have one. I thought he might be cold. So,
Oh, okay. So you were working on levees, but you were working in. Okay, I got you. Did you have anything to do with the Orville Dam project, the extending the top of it so that they didn't flood out Orville? Well, there are a lot of problems with California.
and the political part's only one of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Back when I was in the service out in California, a serviceman could afford to buy a home in San Diego. He couldn't
Yeah, and
today.
if not, you went over the hill into San Bernardo. You remember that?
Yeah, but I'm just saying though.
Yeah.
You could have gone to Chula Vista. You could have gone to Mission.
Chula Vista, exactly. Chula Vista was where, shoot, I remember passing up the opportunity to buy a home in Chula Vista for something like $70,000.
Yeah. Now, the most expensive area at that time when I was there was La Jolla.
Yeah, La Jolla. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the most expensive area.
I love it. I stay at that when we go down there. We stay at that little boutique hotel. What's it called?
That's all right, John.
La Jolla Inn. It's been there for years, since the 1930s or 40s.
Just tell them the truth. You're going to go drain the dragon.
Sits on the bluff.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I was stationed in Coronado, which is for a short period of time.
Another paradise, another spot that's amazing.
Yeah,
Coronado Island.
Well, you had Coronado, which was on actually north. Yeah. If you ever watched the TV show, I don't know if any of you can remember it. Now, Dan's old enough to remember it. I don't know if he will. Ed might be. The show Simon and Simon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you see that bridge, that's the Coronado Bridge at the start of the movie. Now, those of us that stationed at 32nd Street would cross under. Those at North Island wouldn't cross under it. That's where your aircraft, because they were too big to go under it safely, so that they were on North Island. Now, when I was at 32nd Street, when you cross under that bridge, if it's your last scheduled Westpac, unless you re-up or something, the tradition was you take your Dixie cap, that little white cap, the round one, you toss it up in the air, and if it came back on the ship, you were going to make another Westpac. If it didn't, you were actually done. When I made my last Westpac, I tossed it up in the air, came back, landed on the side of the ship, did this a little bit, and then fell into the ocean. I almost went back. I almost went back overseas twice.
Dang, what a story!
Oh yeah. The ship I was on, the Dixie, I extended. I didn't re-up, but I extended for a couple of years.
Yeah, there's nothing like the Hotel Coronado right there. Yeah.
And anyway, I was going to extend, and so when I think it was like just a few months. I just extended a few
Baghdad, show us
months.
what you got. Show us what you got, bro. You said they're swollen, right? 10 times bigger than what they were.
Oh, I can't put. I already informed Larry I wouldn't be displaying them publicly on his live stream. He can't have that. He said, no X-rated content.
No X-rated, no.
No.
No X-rated, no.
I would though. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I got that one little problem though that no guy wants.
Yeah.
Because I'm all
One
swollen
little
up down
problem?
there.
Did you
Because I'm
say
all
little
swollen up
problem?
down there. A little problem that no guy wants.
Ah.
Although my mollusks are as big as baseballs, or were, they've shrunk quite a bit since then. I got that other problem because I'm swollen up down there. I got dicky do.
Oh, every man repeats the story.
My belly sticks out more than my dicky do.
Oh man, I don't know how you deal with that.
Trust me, it ain't easy, especially when you gotta go to the bathroom.
Ugh.
It's been an adventure. They had an exterior catheter on me, and that tore me all up down there, and it's not been fun. I showed you this thing in my arm that's like a duct to put injections in. I get blood taken 2 and 3 times a day. I'm getting needles at least twice a day. It's quite an adventure. They're doing a lot for me here. They checked me out 100% though. They did a CAT scan on my heart with contrast. I have no blockages. I got a lot of good news. So we're here
Good.
doing the 60,000 mile checkup for my 59th birthday.
You're a young man now. Like I said, next Saturday I'm 70, so.
Yep, they're checking me out though. That's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
This place is very thorough.
I got an appointment on Tuesday, and I can't even remember what it's for.
They
See if I can find
wrapped
out.
my legs real nice and treated all my wounds the other day. They're doing things that I wasn't getting and
Oh.
desperately need done.
Hey, every man is here. How's it going? Every man repeats the story. I hear, you know what, on the internet, every man, I hear that yacht has already been bought and it's on the water. So I don't mean to bring up the whole yacht thing again, but aren't you the CEO of a yacht company? Anyway, when I went on the internet and I looked for that ship is already registered and it is already taking reservations.
Well, then it's
So-
not a yacht. That's a cruise ship. I used to
It's a
sell
cruise
yachts.
ship. No, it's a small cruise ship, but a cruise ship is a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to sell yachts
Yeah.
on the Chesapeake, but
Well, you get a big enough yacht, you can turn it into a small cruise ship.
Can you?
Yeah,
I don't know
for
anything
sure.
about it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it really.
Well,
I know
well,
there are a lot of
they've-
people buying yachts and they're setting up as boutique cruise things, where they go and they travel the world, charge a whole bunch of money for it, stuff like that.
well,
That's what I
they're
said.
extremely expensive.
What do you think it would
Maintenance
cost?
and all.
What do you think it would cost to convert a cruise ship?
Well, it never ends. The best thing to do is buy like one from the 50s or 60s and have
Yeah.
it refurbed, have it
Minnie!
refinished.
That's what they did.
Minnie,
That's what they did with the
Amita,
cruise ship.
Amito, how you doing,
Minnie
Minnie?
here.
Minnie-o.
But if you want to see
Well, kids are
cruise
Christmas.
ships, Carnival Cruise Lines rebuilds them every couple years, and the way they build them today is much different than they used to.
Well, all right. Wait, I got to talk to Ben Barry here. Barry says, Larry, your ex-Navy, what's the distinction between a boat and a ship? Well, there's 2 types of boats. A submarine is called a boat. And if you're talking about a surface boat, it can fit on top of a ship. A ship can't fit on a boat.
Did you
Well,
ever see that? Did you ever see the one boat that they pull up next to a ship, stand the boat up on end, submerge it, slide it under the ship, and then blow the ballast tanks and lift the whole ship up?
Well, that's
They got some
that's not a
amazing
boat. That's a
transport
dry
boats.
dock. That's a floating dry dock.
Well,
That's called a dry dock.
That's a transport ship. Because
Not if they get all the water out.
Did I see a YouTube video on that recently? That's amazing.
they
it's
took a
friggin'
ship
amazing.
out of.
It's a yacht transport ship. Yeah, they
What's that
submerged
place
it.
next to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, it's amazing.
When they blew up that one ship, they went over.
Yeah.
They slid this thing under it while it still had a hole in the side, and they lifted the whole ship and brought it back to Newport News to repair it.
Yeah.
Pretty much size, yes. It's pretty much the size is the difference.
I saw that they could carry something like 6 yachts all at one time, something like
Well,
that.
they did this in Qatar. They literally, it was bigger than a yacht. They lifted up the whole ship that they blew out the hole in the U.S. coal, and they brought it back to Norfolk.
That's
These
amazing.
things look like the size of an oil tanker.
Yeah.
Right.
And yachts, they usually ship on top of container ships on a special cradle. They make a wood cradle to sit the boat in, and then they pick the whole thing up and put it on top of like 10 containers.
Mm.
Just to give you an idea. I don't know a whole lot about all that, though. Larry probably knows as much as I do because he's a Navy
I think
man.
I was watching some new ship that they built that can transport 6 or 8 yachts at one time and move the rich people from Monaco to the Virgin Islands to wherever they want to go. San Diego, they go travel around all the hot spots that people want to be in.
They have a cruise ship that's condominiums. You buy a stateroom and pay for a membership, and that's how the ultra wealthy travel. And the boat's always moving, so people are always boarding and unboarding. But it's exclusive members only. They got their own bars, libraries. They have dinner together every night. It's very nice. Must be nice.
Minnie says hi.
If you could afford it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sure. It's out of our league.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that would be a hell of a living, for retirement. Live on a cruise ship.
Yeah, but it's about $400,000 plus.
That's what I said. That would be a hell of a retirement. You travel, you get somewhere and say, well, I'm going to take a couple of weeks off here, and you drop off. Somebody else will get on, and later on you get back on it again and go somewhere else. And
well, the problem with that is the one ship's exclusive.
Never.
No, you should do one.
Yeah,
I've been on several. They're quite enjoyable.
Well, they have the one out of Manila. They have one here that goes, but it's expensive. It goes Manila to Singapore and travels along the west coast of Southeast Asia.
Well, you can get on like 1 week and get off the next. You don't have to spend the whole entire cruise. So you can.
John, if I could get them to give a $100 gift card for free, I'd take one. John says, tell Amazon he wants a $100 gift card for free. I said, if I can give them to get a $100 gift card for free, me?
That's right. When we took this ferry, I was reminding Minnie that if this thing.
That's right, Tobias. If the ship sinks, you got to swim fast and far.
Right.
And the bigger the ship, the farther away you got to get.
Displacement of the water, right? So you have to move as far away because you're going to get sucked in like a vacuum cleaner. There's nothing you can do.
Oh yeah, when they're going down.
Yeah, Titanic. Titanic.
Well, what happens is when it goes under, it blows a bunch of air, and when the air's all coming up through the water, you'll sink.
What it does, it sucks you down. It sucks you with it because when it's going down, it draws the water back with them, and it'll pull you under if you don't get out far enough. One of the things you have to do. Hello, Charmaine. One of the things you have to do in the Navy boot camp is before you start boot camp, you have to pass a swim test. They will teach you how to use your seafarer pants as a life floating vest. They will teach you how to use your hat to help you keep afloat. They will teach you how to use your shirt and help keep yourself afloat. But you also have to be able to swim so far within a certain time limit. And until you can do that, you don't start boot camp, period. And if you can't pass that test within a certain length of time, you're out of the Navy. You can join any branch you want, but the Navy after that. So
Well, the
I don't-
Navy's the strongest.
Hey.
It's the most powerful part of our military. Is the Navy.
Well,
They
like
got
I
more
said,
I have a question for Mike. I have a question for Mike. Married. Has he ever done that transcontinental Canadian Railroad thing through the Rockies? I mean, where they go from where Vancouver all the way to where Toronto or Montreal? Where do they go? Where do they go, Mike? Because that's cool. Remember that television show? What was it? The two cowboys that would they would take the train across the country, and they would have their own private caboose attached.
Wild
to it.
Wild West.
Wild West with Robert Conrad, right? Was it
Yeah.
Robert Conrad?
Yeah, Robert Conrad.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they did the movie, and it was Will Smith and Selma Hayek was in that one. I believe it was Selma
Oh yeah,
Hayek.
that's right. That's right. Now that's fantasy that I could get into.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
yeah, Wild Wild West. That was a really good show. I used to watch it. And
And then he was in. Robert Conrad was in the Blackbird, right?
the
Baba
Black Sheep.
The
Black Sheep. Yeah.
Black Sheep Squadron. Where did Mac Daddy go?
I don't know. I don't know if he hit the wrong button or if he had
Maybe
to
it's
drop
time
down
for
for
his
something.
feeding. Maybe it's time for breakfast. He doesn't want
well,
to share.
not breakfast, it'd be supper.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. It looks a little late for supper. Because he's in the Eastern time zone. It's going on 8 o'clock here. It's after 8 now. Ben said he didn't like the Wild Wild West movie. No, it wasn't as good as the TV show.
No,
It was
definitely
entertaining, but it wasn't as
I
good.
remember that. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to swim. I couldn't remember how many times it was, but you had to go around the pool so many times.
Yeah.
And then you had to dog paddle and stay afloat until they told you to get out. Because, like I said, what it is they want you to be able to swim away from the ship far enough that you won't be sucked back down with the ship. Now, if it goes down too fast, you're just shit out of
Hey,
luck.
Larry,
Excuse my French.
speaking about naval stuff, did you watch Information Channel? Did you watch Steve's video where he talks about them setting up a new base up north?
Yeah. I haven't
That-
been watching these live streams, but I've been catching
Yeah.
these videos.
That makes perfectly sense to me. You know, perfectly good sense that they would set up a base that's only 200. What do you say? 200 kilometers away from Taipei.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
We're close to Taiwan.
So that's got to be way far north, way up
Yeah.
there where Pinky Gray lives.
Maybe even past that.
Maybe even past that, the
Yeah.
northern tip of Luzon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get up there that way. You know, we went up to La Union, you know, and then once we got up there, I was like, you know, I just want to come up. No, we went up to Pangasinan. That's right. We didn't get up to La Union. I kept looking on the map, going, oh no, this is it. Dan's journey is back home, back to Manila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Mike says, you asked him about the transcontinental
Yeah.
in Canada. He says it goes right across the country. Let me find
Mhm.
it again. But it costs thousands of dollars.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I doubt if he takes it. I wouldn't at that price.
Well, it's about the beauty and nature and all that other stuff. You know, I bet it's springtime. It's an outrageous scenery.
It might also be pretty nice at fall, too.
Yeah, and I think they treat you very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a lot of money just to be on a train all day.
Oh, he's sci-fi. Will Smith is synonymous with sci-fi actor. I'm telling you, Will Smith. But he's a multi-bazillionaire, so what's he got to worry about? You know, getting typecast.
Be typecast as sci-fi actor. Well, his best movies were sci-fis. I hate to
Yeah.
tell him that, but his best
right.
movies were sci-fi.
Exactly.
Independence
That's what I'm
Day,
saying.
that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Then he had the Men in Black series. Those were good. I'm not too crazy about the one where he did with his kid, but it was okay.
12 Kids of Christmas. La da 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 da. So anyway, is Christmas going to be a jolly experience for most people this year? I think not. I mean, in the Philippines, so long as you focus on the religious aspect of Christmas, you're cool. But once you start getting out there thinking you're going to buy presents,
We got another comedian. We got another DeVal Don in here. Knock, knock. Who's there? Dwayne. Dwayne who? Dwayne the tub. I'm drowning.
boy, oh, does she need a nanny? Every man, does Jen need a nanny?
What's that?
Oh, I think every man repeats the story was talking about Jen when she has her baby, that she needs a, what do they call them over here, a babysitter, a nanny, what do they call them here? He says yes, Dad, she needs a nanny.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What do they call it? What do they call it here when you hire somebody to take care of the baby? No, not grandma. Grandma. I'm talking about the helper.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ned from Amazing Philippines.
Yeah.
No, my Philippine Dreams. Excuse me. Him and his wife. Her cousin is that.
Mac Daddy's a walking encyclopedia. Ask him.
Yeah. What do they call the if you hire a nanny full time to take care of your kids? What do they call them in the Philippines? Do you know?
Yeah.
Maybe an opar.
No.
They have a.
No, they got their own.
Well, they're an overseas worker. I know that.
No, we're talking about when they
In the Philippines. They live in the Philippines.
And you're hiring.
You hire somebody that takes care of your children.
Yeah. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Tim.
That's Ukrainian for love too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I thought Yana was.
Philippines,
I thought Yana was Ukrainian for love.
I don't know. My friend's Ukrainian wife always called him Yaya.
Yeah, Ukrainian. If you, I think in a lot of languages, Yana. I don't know about Ukrainian, but Yana is the word for love. Yeah, or beautiful.
Well,
beautiful person.
A lot of it.
Related,
A lot.
Beautiful, lovely, something like that.
Well, a lot of it's all spin off of Latin. So
yeah, there are a lot of like French and yeah.
They're very similar
Greek,
words.
Yeah, Europe,
Yes.
Russian name. Yeah. Beautiful though. It's beautiful. Whenever I see that, it just makes me smile. I love the name.
Oh God, I'm in pain, guys.
Tobias says Yaya means grandmother in Greek. So there you go. There's the origin right there.
Well, there's
That
your
makes sense
spin-off.
to me. That's what you said, right? Right,
Well,
Mac Daddy?
I said
Yeah.
it's kind of a Latin spin-off, and a lot of the European languages are similar. So everything Greek is Italian, and it's the whole neighborhood.
Every man, you behave yourself. Jen
You're gonna
is
get
not
yourself
gonna
in
let
trouble.
you get some beautiful teenager to be a yaya.
Yeah.
You behave
So he's gonna get
yourself.
himself in trouble.
You're
You
gonna
need,
get
you need a
yourself-
grandma to be the yaya if you want to
Yeah.
make Jen happy.
That will be having a whatchamacallit, an extended family.
So when are you supposed to be getting out of there, Mac Daddy? You were telling us. I didn't catch it.
Maybe Monday, Tuesday. I don't think they'll send me
okay.
home tomorrow. They want me to go to rehab, but my insurance only covered for 7 to 12 days, and they wanted to send me to some ghetto place. And I didn't want to go there, so I'm like, maybe I'll just go home and try and do everything outpatient.
Uh-huh.
But I need a lot more intensive work, and I need some other things situated. But I'm pretty.
Yeah, so Mike is right about that. Mike is right about this. That talking politics in the Philippines is illegal. So
Yeah.
you don't want to get caught up in talking about specific.
Especially
things.
as a foreigner, you're not allowed
You're not allowed to
to
interfere.
participate in
yeah.
their politics.
I can't
And you're
remember
not
what
allowed
they
to
call it,
publicly. It's illegal to publicly shame people. You better
Yeah.
watch like insulting somebody in the Philippines.
It's
You can get
illegal
arrested.
to record them in public without all the parties' permission. You can't
Wow.
record. You cannot record or pick up a conversation in public, no matter what they're talking about. You could be prosecuted for violating the law, and you could go to jail for a long time if you don't have enough money to pay out the parties that filed the complaint.
Wow.
So that's why you watch my videos start to change a little bit. In other words, when I learned this, you don't want to inadvertently pick up a conversation, a private conversation between two people when you're filming publicly. And once I did a video about this, people started chiming in, telling me their experiences. They said, Dan, watch so-and-so's video in the Philippines. This is why their phone is always facing them. This is why the camera is always facing them. It's so they don't inadvertently catch somebody that doesn't want to be filmed. And a couple times people have called me on it saying, hey, what direction is the camera facing? I said, it's facing towards me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I've had to apologize a couple of times for pointing a camera at people.
I
People
try not to
to
point mine
apologize,
at
but-
people, but occasionally you pick them up. You can't. There's nothing you can do about that.
You know, in
Well, you're
the
in
United
America.
States, only one party has to consent. In the Philippines, all parties have to consent.
And you're allowed to publicly record the police in the United States, even though they'll tell you you're not allowed to.
Right. It is
If you-
it is your right to do that.
If you're in
Retro's
public in the
coming up.
United States, you can assume that you could be recorded.
Hey, Retro, how you
It's
doing,
legal.
sir?
Yeah,
Very
I don't
good.
want to spend any money on lawyers, Mike. I'd rather just follow the rules and not you know. I'd rather
Okay.
not
Hey,
take
Dan,
no
I
chance.
got one. I got
Oh.
one for you. You know how I always go la 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 Larry?
Yeah.
Well, we got Retro.
Rusty,
Now-
what toys do you have to share today? What toys do you have?
I don't have any other than my Daniel Boone hat.
Oh, I
Yeah,
had
remember
one of that
that.
when I was a kid.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah.
We were
I got it at Bush Hill Falls.
Hey,
You
so
remember-
Mike Mary says it's illegal to take a picture of a woman in a string bikini on Boracay Beach.
It's porn.
considered pornography.
Yeah. But he also said, and now Tim says it's not illegal to spend a lot of money hiring people or buying groceries.
No, they don't have that law, Tobias. When I looked the law up, it said that what's questionable is taking video in public where you're not intercepting the conversation. They said that has yet to be tested in the court. But the other part where you're picking up a private conversation has been tested in the court. And so that's how they do it here, I guess. So anyway, I'm not doing it. You won't see the videos of me. If you notice, this is the reason why I ask permission now, and I get that on tape, and that becomes part of the video. And also, you know who else does this? And Thailand has the same rule, right? In Thailand, do you notice how what's his name? The guy that walks around Chiang Mai and does the crime videos. He's an ex-police officer, ex-detective, and he goes around and he says, "Is it okay? Do I have your permission to put you on YouTube? I have a YouTube channel." They say yes, and then he continues on recording the event.
Interesting.
What's the name of that guy's channel? The guy that goes walking around Chiang Mai, around the old ancient wall, and he presents a crime story about an American that got ripped off, or a foreigner that lost all his money because his wife was married to another woman and they conspired against him, stuff like that.
Not seen that one. I used to watch Thailand Rob.
Yeah,
30
this guy
Seconds in Thailand.
just recently had bladder cancer surgery.
There was Kevin
And,
Thailand.
Yeah.
But I think he had cancer, but I think he died.
Yeah, I don't have time. I don't have
there-
time to deal with lawyers. I'd rather spend my money on topless bar girls, Tobias,
Everybody's telling you hi, Retro.
and
Hello,
alcoholic
hello,
beverages.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid the whole lawyer thing. You know,
Mac-
lawyers are for doing title searches for real estate property that you're going to that you want to buy.
Is Mac
That's-
Daddy
that's
in a
been done,
hospital room?
Yeah, Mac Daddy's in the hospital room.
I hope
I'm
you're
in a
okay,
hospital,
bud.
Retro.
Wait,
Hope you're
do us a
okay.
favor, Mac Daddy. If I can get you to, can you work the bed for us?
Tobias, hello. I'm in good, Tobias.
I want to see the
LD,
automatic
I'm
lift system
Hello,
on the bed.
crystals.
Depends on where you're at, Ben. In the Philippines, that might get your business shut down.
How about
Yeah.
that? Can you see it moving? Here's the
Yeah,
remote.
exactly. I'd rather that's the top of the bar.
Here's the nurse call button. And,
Oh, Mike, I didn't know that. I always overpay. Can I go to jail for that?
I've had more beautiful nurses see me naked in the last couple of days, but what are you gonna do?
Well, hit the. You have one on
I'm
duty right
sorry,
now.
I
Can you hit the? Can you summon a nurse so we can check it out?
No.
Just joking, my friend. Just
Oh
joking.
my god.
Just having fun, right?
This is
Well,
turned
the one that was in here
exciting.
named Hannah the other day was.
Hey, Ben,
Honey,
you're my kind of man.
honey.
I like Ben. He says, people
Honey,
ask him what he does with his money. He goes,
Every-
half I spend on wine, women, and song. The other half I waste.
Oh
Yeah,
man, may you rest in peace. Every man, I didn't know he died. Every man says Kevin died. He passed away.
Well, the Kevin that I'm talking about did. Kevin Thailand.
Yeah.
He had cancer, got pretty bad. He didn't
Yeah.
have insurance. He was going to wait and get it later.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he waited too long. He was a YouTuber in Thailand a few years back. And so he had to go back to Great Britain. And that was, and Rob kept people posted on him. Rob from Thailand, Rob. And then I quit following him. And the last I heard, he wasn't doing well.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Well,
I quit following the
Larry-
vloggers in Thailand.
Larry, if it's okay, I'd just like to say that that death is part of my medical plan here in the Philippines. You know, I factored it in.
Oh yeah, well, you're married. You need to factor it in. That's a fact.
Yes.
You got to
Yes,
think
it's
about
a-
Mimi. You know. You
Yeah,
gotta think
death
about
is
that minute.
inevitable. It's factored into my Philippine moving plan. You know?
Well, like I said, my plan A is to, if I'm healthy enough after my mom passes away, is to move to the Philippines
yeah.
and try to make sure that I find a place I like. If I don't, my plan B, the plan B is plan A is Cebu, and then plan B is try a few other locations, and then plan C would be go back to the States. I can live with a couple of my sisters until I set myself back up.
Right.
Back in Indiana. So that's plan C. I hope it never gets to plan C. Plan B's fine. Plan C's not. That sucks. That means it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But like I said, that all depends on my health. But I want to be cremated. I don't want to be
Well,
buried. So
it's
wherever I
very-
end up at, I will pay for the cremation
Yeah,
beforehand.
you know, and a lot of people. I mean, if you start talking cremation here in the Philippines, they really give you a strange look, you know. But Minnie knows that, you know, I don't want my body sitting around stinking up the place. I've done enough of that in my lifetime.
Right.
I said once I'm gone, I've taken my last breath. You call up De La Cruz over there. You have them come pick up the body, and then the very next day, if they can't cremate it, I want it on a bus to Ormoc or
Yeah.
Tacloban, wherever they have a crematorium, and I want to be gone in 24 hours.
Well, if I'm with somebody and they want to put the body on display, I would rather be cremated than to have the ashes displayed. You know, that's me. That's what we did with
Yeah.
my younger brother.
Yeah.
He wanted to be cremated. We cremated him, and then we had a memorial with pictures and all that stuff, and that's fine. I'll pay for all that. I can't see paying for even here in the
Larry,
States. I
put it
can't
on
see.
your prepay it on your American Express card, and then don't pay the bill. Hey, Larry, listen to me, man. I give great financial advice.
I noticed that. No, I'll
That's my
prepare.
goal in life. That my last
Look at
check
this fine.
bounces.
Look at this fine house we live in. Look at that dish ceiling up there. That's amazing, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, I'm watching you guys on the big 98-inch screen TV.
We call that a tray ceiling in the United States, Dan.
I'm waving on
Yeah,
a
tray
TV.
ceiling, whatever it is.
I'm waving
I
on
never
the big
had one,
screen.
so I don't even know what to call it.
I
Dish?
got to ask Ben a question here. He says he only has 2 wishes. When I die, 1, I want my remains scattered around my old high school. 2, I don't want to be cremated. What do you want? Wood chipper?
You're gonna scare the hell out of those kids when they start running into those body parts. No, they're gonna
I
Wood
have that
chipper.
got
Wood
one
chipper.
wish.
Yeah, arm over here, leg over there. You know, you just
I
picture
got
the
one
conversation. Is that human or is that animal? That looks kind of like animal.
When I die, I want to be dead.
I want to be cremated.
Yeah.
Like I said, why pay even if I don't go to the Philippines? Let's say I stay here in the States for whatever reason. I don't want to buy a plot of land, a casket, spend
Yeah.
thousands of dollars because that's what it's going to cost you, thousands of dollars.
$40K for a decent funeral.
Oh, the what? 8,000, 10,000?
Are you kidding me? That's low budget, man. That means
What do you think I am? What do you think I
You're
am?
gonna be in a pine box, and after they throw you in the hole, they reuse the pine box for the next dude.
As I said, what do you think I am? I am low budget, buddy. But what I'm saying is,
they're just gonna roll you up in a cloth and
well, it also
roll
depends
you
on
in
where
the
you're
hole.
at. California would cost you a lot more than Indiana.
It's
If
like
I was gonna be buried, it would
40K.
be
It's
in
like
Indiana.
35 or 40K. They're crazy. Even here in the Philippines, cremation runs like $2,000.
Yeah, but
Garlic bread?
but what I'm saying is though, why spend all that money for a funeral
I agree.
and within 15 years at the most, probably 10 years, no one's going to go to it. Nobody's going to go to your graveside. And I would rather spend that money having fun or paying for a party. You know, we could do an Irish wake. I'd rather do an Irish wake than a funeral.
Hey, can I keep? Crystals, ask Ben if you can keep the parts that you like. The parts that you like. Ask him if you can keep the parts that you like.
Everybody says he does home cremations.
I got one for you guys. You know,
Yeah.
all these guys who run these crematoriums, they're
Yeah.
making a fortune with cremation on the side. You know what they're doing?
I don't know. They're probably
Harvesting parts.
you could probably heat treat with that.
How they're selling the titanium, like artificial, like leg joints and hip joints and everything
That's how
for
to
the
make money.
titanium. Big
Should I have-
money.
Should
They
I have
don't
my
even
gold
make it.
teeth pulled out before I'm cremated?
Oh, they collect the gold teeth. They get it all.
They
It's
get it all.
everything.
Well, now Tobias says $700 for cremation in Illinois. I don't know how much it was in Indiana, but it wasn't real expensive in Indiana either.
$700
They
is a
charge you
deal.
by your weight, what the body weighs.
Well,
Okay.
it also depends on what state you're in.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm in a state of
Hey,
confusion.
who's that breaking into your home, Retro?
Can you hear Retro? Who's that behind you?
Who's breaking into your house? Call the cops.
He may not have his ears on.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Retro?
Hello, Retro. Hello, hello.
Retro.
Ben says, Crystals, make a coin purse out of my sack. Might only fit a couple of quarters. Now, you see, if I would have said that, YouTube would have censored me. Yeah, they want $2,000 for you can buy. It's a big deal. Nobody does it. Cheaper to put you in the ground.
Rachel, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, we were asking earlier, who was that behind you?
Which one?
The one with the tat.
Oh,
There's one.
that's my grandma.
Okay, your grandma has a tat. Well, hi, Grandma.
She has plenty of tattoos, my friend.
Well, I got one here, and we won't say where the other one's
How
at.
many did you say? 12. She has 12 tattoos, and the majority
She got
of
more than
them-
I do.
She's
I got one on my left butt cheek says exit only.
Well, I have a bunny rabbit hopping away
Where's the
from
dog? I want to
butt
show
cheek.
them my new hoodie.
I got a old style warship on my
Yeah.
arm
Yeah.
with the words "Homework" down underneath it, and underneath that is 4 flowers. Up above, there's 5 birds.
Yeah.
Each bird stands for a port of call.
Yeah, my mother has on her shoulder the artistic ribbon with my name under it for a tattoo.
Then on my leg, I got a tattoo. We won't go into that one. It depends on how you look at it. I either won a bet or lost a bet. It depends on.
Every man wants to know what's wrong with you.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
back there to you.
I have lymphedema. I have a major urinary tract infection. I have my legs blew up and became really scarred, and I was having problems walking. I'm just a physical mess. From
Do you have those massage things on your leg that I was talking about the other day? You know those devices
seen
that
it.
keep.
It's a vacuum bag that's air
Oh, I see.
operated.
Okay. Okay.
No, I don't have those. They got my
Oh.
legs in wraps tonight. They got them wrapped up in compression bandages. They're trying to get my wounds to heal. Can't do much of anything when your wounds aren't healed because you can't move. You're a mess. And you risk an infection that could kill you or cause you to have an amputation. So they're clearing all that up. They cleared the fact I'm not a diabetic. They cleared the fact that I don't have a heart blockage or anything.
Sorry about that.
So, they're doing a lot of tests. I should be out
Did they
here
put
in
a-
a few days.
Did they put you in one of them machines? Did they put you in the big tunnel machine?
The CAT scan, yes.
Yeah. You didn't follow the light, did you?
What?
Don't follow the light. when you're in there, man. Don't follow. Don't follow. The
Depends
I
on
don't-
Now, Mac
Yeah.
Daddy, Mac
What?
Daddy, Mike married to a beautiful woman says, if you had to tattoo exit only on your butt, you done some weird things.
Oh, I was kidding.
Oh my goodness.
That was a good one, Mike.
I didn't even think of that, man.
every man is saying I wear a compression supporter. Never heard of that.
Where'd you go?
Now, you talking about
We
weird
can.
tattoos. You remember Twiggy? Are you guys? Now, Rachel's probably not old enough to remember Twiggy.
Nah,
She,
not.
she was a model. Oh, she was a young model, flat chested. She was like 12, 13 when she started modeling.
Every
The
man's
joke,
dream.
the joke was that she was so flat chested she had to have a tattoo on her chest that this side up.
I have not heard that in a long time.
I just thought of it because of
I did not know
the
that
exit
at all.
only.
I talk about the comedian Tig.
Barbara Eden's probably one of the most beautiful women ever in television.
Who's that? Barbara Eden?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was just a total
Jeannie, I
knock.
dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, I
Yes.
dream of Jeannie, Barbara Eden. All right, John, thanks for coming by, man. I hope you make it back next week. But talking about tats, he said he's seen one, no regrets. I had 2 buddies when I was in the
I knew
Navy.
you were for-
They had the twin propellers on their tattooed on their butts, and it said twin propelled. Another guy, I don't know if he did it, but he was talking about getting a tattoo on his butt with an M on both sides of his on M on both sides of his butt. He said when they bend over, it would say
Oh,
Mom.
Mertz is here.
Oh, I'm on
Mertz
live.
is here.
Pekka!
Mertz, condolences,
Hey,
Mertz.
hello.
Condolences.
Sorry for your loss.
Oh my goodness gracious, I'm so sorry.
Just to let you know, John, I have a live stream, if I can, every Saturday at the same time. And it's something I enjoy doing. We have people come up and talk, and if you want to come up and talk with us,
Lost Mac
we'll let
Daddy.
you next time. You don't have to stay real long. You see people drop in and out, and that's what we do.
My cat's just chilling on the top of the cat.
That sounds like a good tattoo there, Mike. He says he has one design that he made half Philippine sun and half maple leaf.
All right, guys, I got to go too, but I'll be on tomorrow at 8. Tomorrow's Monday, right? In the
No,
Philippines?
tomorrow for you, yeah, the Philippines, yes.
Yeah, so it'll be 8 a.m. and we'll be talking about age gap relationships. It's very interesting. It's going to be a very, very interesting topic. I'm going to approach it from a totally, completely different angle
I've
than most
been.
people.
Now,
A
you're
different
not-
angle, get it?
Yeah, but now,
Man,
well,
I've been in an age gap relationship.
well,
trust
I have
me.
too. I've dated a
All right,
woman
join
11
us.
years older than me.
Let's talk about it tomorrow.
I
Bye,
do
guys.
not want
See
to
you-
talk
see
about it.
everybody
to be
later.
honest.
I am Bavarian
Hey.
Cream.
Have a cup of coffee for me and a donut, man.
I will. Dunkin' Donuts found. We'll see everybody later.
All right, take care, man.
Just had
All right, if I can figure out how to get out of here, I'm not sure.
Hit the
Yeah,
exit
yeah.
button.
Yeah, Lazy Larry. I actually had my first dosage of pumpkin spice coffee today. It was Victor Allen's canned coffee.
I don't know if I would like that. I like pumpkin. I love pumpkin pie.
Yeah, pumpkin spice.
But
Oh yeah.
coffee, I like my coffee just straight up black. Now, maybe as an iced coffee, pumpkin
It
spice might
was
be
a
nice.
nice coffee. It was.
Or
a nice
that I
coffee.
might enjoy. But when I'm
It was
drinking
a nice
hot coffee,
in a can.
but when I'm drinking hot coffee, I want hot black coffee. No cream, no sugar, just hot coffee. That's all I
See,
want.
I wouldn't last drinking black coffee hot. I usually
Yeah.
do it with a little bit of sugar.
No
Nope.
sugar. No. I used to drink
Again.
cream and sugar both back when I was young, back in my teenage years.
Yeah.
And then I was serving a watch. At night, I would be serving a watch, and you go down and get coffee. And one time they may have cream but no sugar, and another time you go down they got sugar and no cream, and some other time they'd have both, and another time they'd have neither. And so I got tired of not knowing how I was going to get my coffee, and I just went to black coffee, and I've been drinking black coffee ever since. I was around 19 or 20 years old, so we're looking at 50 years or longer since I've been drinking black coffee, and that's just the way I'll stay. I don't know if I want it that strong. That the teaspoon.
Okay.
How about if it just melts this teaspoon, okay?
Would you- I meant to get coffee creamer at the supermarket, and
The accent.
Well, I know there's a lot of people love my sister. If it's real cream or real milk, she uses cream. Now, if
Yeah.
it's the artificial stuff, she won't use it. She'll drink her coffee black. But that's because she was told that coffee can leak your calcium from your bones. And if people that said this said, don't bother, you don't have to quit drinking coffee, just add cream or milk to it.
yeah,
And so that's what she does. If they got milk, what she does at home, if she drinks it at home, she always
I
has milk.
think that's the reason why caffeine or coffee makes your what is it called, stunts your growth because of the leakage of what you just said, calcium in your bones.
I think my mother stunted my growth.
That's
Well,
funny.
my mom's only about 5'2". Okay.
Well, my
Love my mom
family
dearly.
members were short, and I'm not short. That don't say nothing.
My dad was 6'3", 6'4". Now
I
both
don't know
my
how-
brothers were around 6 foot tall. Both of them, 5'11", 6 foot. My grandfather, my mom's dad, was shorter than I am. I'm 5'8".
Shit.
Now her mom was taller. She was around my height. They're taller.
Mhm.
But yeah, it just. I used to say I got stuck in the middle. I'm a little closer to my mom's size than my dad. My
I
mom and
actually-
dad was a Mutt and Jeff couple. If that may be a term you don't know.
I don't think I know that one. I know what
Mutt and Jeff was a cartoon paper, in the papers a long time ago. Mutt and Jeff.
Well, I've seen that one now that you mentioned.
One was real tall, and the other one was real short.
Yeah. I
So
think I
if
know
you
what
got a
you're
couple
talking
that's like a foot or so difference in height, they're known as a Mutt and Jeff couple.
about. You're
Well,
talking
my mom and dad's a Mutt and Jeff couple. My
you're
older
talking
sister,
about the funnies in the
Yeah.
newspaper, right? I know.
yeah,
what you're talking-
and then my my older sister and her husband are a Mutt and Jeff couple. He's like 6'2", 6'3", somewhere in there, and she's like 5 foot. So he was shorter than my dad, but she's shorter than my mom. So there's over a foot between them. But yeah, it's a terminology that people my age would understand right away. Mutt and Jeff, and there was two guys. They wasn't a guy and a girl. It was two guys that were best buddies. I want to say Mutt was the short one. I could be wrong, but one was tall and thin. The other one was short and stout. But there was like over a foot, or from the looks of the comic, more than a foot between the heights.
Yeah.
And that's how it came to be a Mutt and Jeff couple whenever you talked about people.
No, Lazy Lair, I don't even know how tall my father was. I really don't know because I never got to know the guy, but I can't remember if he was tall or shorter than me. So yeah, about my height. So
And like we said, every man, what you really need is an older woman who knows what, has taken care of kids, probably had kids of their own. That's what you need for a yaya.
what's a yaya?
A yaya is like a nanny.
Oh,
But in the Philippines, they
gotcha.
call them yayas.
Gotcha.
They're a live-in nanny.
Okay.
And they're. You tell him, Crystal. If he keeps,
Yeah,
if it gets
pop
worse,
up
we'll
on-
put him in a timeout and get him out of here. Like I said, I don't like to do that, but let's don't go getting crazy here, people. Let's keep it clean. Let's try to be nice to each other.
Family-friendly channel.
Well, we can get a little off color, but let's don't go crazy on it. Let's don't go into insulting or insinuating bad things towards each other.
Exactly.
Try to be kind to each other. That's what I don't like this bickering. If we can keep it out,
Hey, Larry.
I agree with you, Mike. If you guys,
Oh, go ahead.
you might be a wholesome man, but like I said, you don't need a young kid or young child. Even if you're talking 20, I think that's too young for you to have a yaya. You need someone that's older, someone that's been around and taken care of kids and probably had a few of their own or can't have kids.
Yeah.
We're not putting you in a timeout yet, but you keep it up, we will. Like I said, we don't want. Let's keep this friendly between each other. Let's don't go trying to make things bad. We don't want that. We want good karma, not bad.
Yeah, Larry, I actually had my mother buy me some raises because, well, I was running low.
Yeah.
I have one left at the house, and we bought these from Dollar Tree. So,
Well, hopefully they work well. I mean, razors.
they
are-
do. They do. We
That's
get
what
them there all
matters.
the time.
David FP, how you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. Now, David, if you
David,
can't read what's down there, it says down there at the bottom. It says if you put in 3 L's, my Nightbot will drop your channel. So just go ahead and put in your 3 L's, and we'll do it for you. And Airy Man, yes, that's like putting you in jail, but like I said, that's up to you. If you quit making sick jokes, we won't do anything. Like I said, I just want to clean. Like I said, I don't mind. Certain things. I mean, but if you're insulting or leading to insulting or insinuating against other people, then we just don't really want that. We want a clean channel as far as being
Hello,
nice to
David
each other.
FP.
And David FP, he's from, I know him from Elvie's channel.
Okay. Where's he from?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's the States or if he's in Australia, New Zealand area. But now, Crystal, if it gets bad, you let me know. And remember, now you can always block him, but if it gets bad, you can let me know. We'll put him in a timeout. And so we'll just try to keep things. And yeah, and Mike, you're right. Age of consent is 23, especially if you want the parents' consent. But if I was going to hire y'all, I would want one older. I would never want one that's young and pretty that might make my wife jealous. That's me. But like I said, I don't want a young woman anyway. So, but like I said, 23 is just way too young as far as I'm concerned. And so it's just something that I don't. I mean, I find the women attractive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to lie; they're very attractive. But as far as a relationship going, I would want someone older. Yeah, Crystal does work pretty good. She does a lot of good, hard work. And you know how mama bears can be. Mama bears can be real mean. You don't want to make them mad. But, yeah, so.
Look at this adorable dog there. He's got a frog up on. Oh, good girl.
Cute dog.
She's a Chiweenie. She's a Chiweenie. Chihuahua wiener dog. Chihuahua dachshund.
Oh, Mike, I'm going to tell you the truth. That sounds like a good age. I can't say I wouldn't go younger. I wouldn't plan on going younger than that. But that would depend upon the woman. I don't even know if I would go that young. But then again, like I said, I'm going to be 70 next week. So
you're going to be 70? Happy birthday.
Yeah, next Saturday is my 70th birthday.
Did you hear my grandmother lie? You were just a little bit older than her.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm old enough to be. A lot of people in there, there's Grandpa that's in this, our dad at least, like Crystal. I'm old enough to be her dad. I'm not old enough to be her grandfather.
Oh.
She's 40 or 41, so not quite old enough to be her grandfather. Old enough to be her dad.
Larry,
now,
you know that
LV, I'm old enough to actually probably be her grandfather.
Hey Larry, you know that guy hanging around on YouTube, Young King Blakey? He's about to turn 30 this coming birthday of his. He'll be 30.
Yeah.
I just turned 25. I got 5 years till I become 30.
Well, like I said, I mean, all of us that are over 25 were 25 at one time. It was a great age. At 25, I was still in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Just about ready to get out, but I was still in the Navy on my 25th birthday. Got out about a month or so later, but I was still in the Navy. I was out in Washington State on shore duty. I was having a good time. Yeah, Mike, there's a lot of older women who look a lot younger than they are. And Ben says he's in the last year of the dirty 30s, or Tim is. No, he's talking about Tim's girlfriend. She's 39 this year. So last year of the dirty 30s.
You don't mind my grandmother, she's just cooking spaghetti. Oh, dog just rests their head on my arm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Larry, my grandma's cooking spaghetti, and Grandma, are we doing the garlic bread tonight? Okay, so we're doing garlic bread.
Well,
tonight,
every man,
too.
if you're leaving, take care. Try to have fun.
I'm not
just be
leaving
nice.
just yet. I'm just figuring out as a conversation piece, let you know what I'm having for dinner tonight.
Yeah. Now, Mike, I've been 25 twice, and plus another soon to be 20.
So that means if you two have been 25 twice, that means you're past a half a century old.
Yeah.
I just turned a quarter of a century, so.
I remember I was sitting in a bar back in Terre Haute. I was 32 at the time, and there's this
Yeah.
girl sitting at a table in the bar. And, she's been moaning how old she is, you know. So I thought she's probably 29, going on 30 or somewhere in there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking with the owner now. The owner's in his 50s, and we're sitting there talking, and she's bemoaning how old she is. And all of a sudden she goes, "I'm a quarter of a century old. I'm 25 years old. Oh God, I'm old." Now, granted, she's in college, and for in college, she's probably older than most of her friends. I turned around and looked at her. I said, 25? I said, if that's old, I'm ancient. And poor old John here, the guy that owned the bar, he's done dead and buried. I mean, come on. You're nowhere near old.
Yeah. Yeah, Larry, if only you could see this dog right now. She's got one paw on my arm along with her head on my arm.
Yeah.
This dog
But,
is a lap dog for sure. She's
Yeah.
getting old too. She's 14 in human years.
No, not in human years.
In dog years.
Dogs. Yes, 14 in human years.
No,
Tim, I
yeah.
had a couple of I had a ham steak cut in half, made 2 sandwiches out of it, and I had a little bit of a home-styled potato salad. The home-style potato salad I bought pre-made. I don't want to buy that many potatoes to make it, then I'd have way too much potato salad. I bought a small batch of it. I ate some tonight, and I'll eat some tomorrow for lunch.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
And
Yeah, my baby.
Where did you guys find the frog out there?
okay, Mike. So you were born in September as well,
That's where my stuff's coming from.
but 9 years after me. And so you'll be 51 this year.
Hey, remember, Larry, wake me up
Excuse
when
me,
September ends.
61 this year. Excuse me. And but you're not a Virgo. I'm not sure what. I can't remember. Is that a Libra?
Oh, you're talking horoscopes.
Uh,
I'm
no,
a
he's more than a week after me, Elvie.
We can't tell you.
He's what is that? 9 days after me.
Larry, you didn't tell me you were into horoscopes, buddy.
No, I'm not. I happen to know I'm a Virgo.
I'm a Cancer Leo cusp.
I'm a Virgo, and if you go by the Chinese horoscope or whatever they go by, I'm a snake.
I'm a crab and what's a Leo? A lion.
Leo the lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like I said, I depending on which horoscope you want to go by, I'm either a snake or a Virgo.
I'd have to look up the Chinese horoscope because I know in regular horoscope I'm a Cancer Leo cusp.
Like I said, their horoscopes is, and I was right, it was a Libra, and so is his Eswell. All right, that's all right, Elvie. I had to stop and think myself. I was going to make it more than 9 days. Now, a friend of mine, her daughter, birthday is the 27th. She's also a Libra. I don't know what her birth sign is as a Chinese. She's just going to be 16 this year. My friend's daughter.
Oh, that's a magical age when you get your sweet 16. I remember when I turned 16.
Yeah.
It was an interesting year.
Mike says he's a bull in the Chinese. She
Bull?
was, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm a snake. You had the rabbit, you had the
I'm
Rat,
betting the
yeah.
Chinese horoscope.
pig.
Oh, the pig meaning the porker, as we
Crystal
As
says she's
someone-
Leo the lion.
Leo the lion. Rawr.
Yeah, that's what it is in the English horoscope. Leo is the lion. My dad was Taurus the bull. I don't remember all of them. Sagittarius and a couple others. I don't remember them all. In my family, like I said, there was 9 of us. And Ben says Leo, Chris was definitely a lion.
Definitely, long live the queen.
Yeah. Like I said, no,
I couldn't that.
Tomorrow's lunch I cheaped out on. They had a cheesesteak already made up at the Market Bistro, and I bought that. And like I said, I'll finish off the potato salad. That'll be my lunch tomorrow.
Yeah. And my guess was 16, 9 years ago. I'm 25 now. You got that correct.
Yeah.
Now, what did you have? Like I said, I was focusing on that. What did you say you were having for lunch?
Elvie says Elvie, my third of the oldest sister is a Sagittarius. Her birthday is December 22nd. My sister
Someone I
Alta.
know is a Sagittarius. I just can't remember.
But now, December 22nd is not only my sister Alta's birthday, it's my sister Wanda's wedding anniversary. And she didn't plan on getting married on our sister's birthday. Oh, yeah. My sister Wanda was a school teacher. She was a grade school teacher. And when her and her husband decided to get married, they decided they didn't want to wait till the summer. And they got married the first day that they could get married after her school year ended for the Christmas break. And it happened to be the 22nd of December. She wasn't thinking about what day it was. So my brother-in-law, her fiance at the time, and 2 of their friends went down to the courthouse. And they got married because you have to have 2 witnesses. So they were married in a courthouse. A civil wedding. And later on, when she was telling the family, that's when my sister said, "Oh, you got married on my birthday." She goes, "Oh yeah, I did." That's what she never even thought about it until then. Now her oldest son, my nephew David, he did basically the same thing. He got married on his brother's birthday.
Dang.
On his brother's 20th birthday. So I can remember how long my nephew David and his wife Nicole's been married by taking 20 years off of his younger brother's age. Now his younger brother's 51. So him and his David and his wife Nicole's been married 31 years.
Jeez.
See how easy that was, you know?
Hey, Larry, that just goes to show you how ironically funny and small the world is.
Yeah.
And I forgot what I was going to tell you because I had something in mind, but I completely spaced it. It happens to me all the time. Crap, I can't think of it. Oh, yeah, I know I was going to ask you. Can we do the LV bit? I think you did earlier while I was gone by the
LV.
LV.
LV's LV Rose Inso.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to do it once for you because I didn't get to do it.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Was.
So, Mike, that's a good way to do it. Do it on somebody's a holiday or somebody's birthday or.
You know, Larry, I was talking to a guy's community. I joined another YouTube community. It's the Toon Armies community, and he's from England, but he's like on the border of England and Ireland.
Yeah.
And he's got like a semi-Irish accent, and I asked him, I said, "What's Christmas like in England or Ireland? What's their tradition?" He says basically drink and eat and go to bed. That's literally what he told me. And I thought that was just a stereotype that people told me here in America, but apparently it's true.
Stories come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I've never been married.
Yeah.
Nothing against it. I just any woman I was either attracted to was already married, which that's not going to work out,
Okay.
or they weren't attracted to me, which that happens. Just
Yeah.
because you like someone doesn't mean they're going to like you.
Yep. World's a small place.
Oh yeah, and
There's plenty of fish in the sea.
There was too much drama with them,
Hold on. Someone was talking about.
It says there's no borders.
That's what I meant to say, Ben. I meant to say Scotland. Sorry, I get too mixed up. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. He did tell me Scotland. I'm sorry, I get the two mixed up. I meant to say border between England and Scotland. He lives on the border of that. I'm sorry. My apologies. But that's where he lives. I just don't know which side of the border between Scotland and England he lives on. But you and I were talking about Scotland, Ireland, and England's tradition for Christmas because I had asked.
Well,
Because I know there's like an Irish holiday version of Christmas called Nulleg.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask him about it, and he literally just told me, look, we just drink, eat, open presents, and go to bed.
Well, now in my family, we used to open up one present on Christmas Eve,
That's what we did.
and then you'd open up the rest of them on Christmas Day.
Yeah, we didn't really introduce the whole open one present on Christmas Eve till like later on in my childhood. That wasn't even introduced to us as kids until like a little bit further into our childhood. So
I don't know how young I was when it started.
yeah.
Probably as a little, when you're really little, you probably didn't do it.
Well,
Until
yeah.
you got a little older, and then you knew the next day was Christmas. You get anxious, and they say, "All right, you can open up one." Probably somewhere around 5 years old, or
I think that's how it started us because
Yeah.
just couldn't wait, and we're like, "Can we just open up one?" And then it just.
they let you open up
Yeah.
one, and that was it.
I remember the only two gifts I can remember when we had that tradition for 2 years was the first gift on 1 year I opened early on Christmas Eve was a Yo Gabba Gabba vibrating toy that rolled across the floor. And then the other one was a Lego set of Lego SWAT or whatever, Lego Secret Agent. So
Now, I gotta remind Crystal. Now, remember, Crystal, next Saturday, next Sunday for you guys, I'm gonna have my birthday celebration. So you and Mark both come in, and even if you're just in the background, that's fine.
you know me,
Elvis gonna run some games that people can win money at.
and you know me, Larry. I'm gonna try to be there because that's your birthday celebration. I consider myself your friend, so I
Yeah.
would like
Like I
to
said-
try to be there, not for the money, but for your sake of your birthday.
Like I said, LV's gonna run it, and
Yep.
she's got the money, and so
Is
it's gonna
on
be in
her
it's
channel?
gonna be in pesos. If you
Is
got
on her-
Gcash, she can send it to you. I don't care where you're at. If you win and you got Gcash, she can send it to you. I may go ahead and give out some money to the ones that don't have Gcash that's here in the States or Canada, like Mike. Or you can donate it if you win to somebody else.
Mhm.
Uh,
Now, Larry, is this gonna be on your channel or Elvis?
it's going to be on my channel. It's on my
Okay.
channel.
So I just had to be clear.
It'll be Saturday night here in the States, just like this one.
What time?
Well, the show starts at 7. The giveaway will be 8. It'll start around 8. But
Oh, I
you got to
can
be in the
definitely do
channel. You got to have you got to make a comment in the channel. So because we got to know, you got to have your name to have you give you a chance to play.
Time difference, maybe.
So
Now, Larry, my grandma just brought up a good point. Is it gonna be 7 your time Central or Eastern?
my time,
So
Eastern,
it's Central, right? Or Eastern?
Eastern.
You're in
I'm Eastern.
You're
I'm
Eastern? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So 7 time your time is gonna be. Yep. Okay. Just making sure.
So it'll start. The games will start at 8.
So
Our
there's
time.
I don't have to do any calculations.
No.
super.
Yeah. And well, in the Philippines, they're exactly 12 hours difference from my time.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Okay.
7 a.m. Sunday, 8 a.m. Sunday morning for them.
Yeah, I kind of figured because Jack Hobson's in the Philippines. I always time that out.
Yeah.
How to.
And like I said, I've sent Elvie the money, so she's got the money to pay the people. I'm going to send her a little more because we decided to add another game, and I upped the. I put I think a pretty good price on that one.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Then.
but the others is going to be. There's one game that's going to depend on how many boxes you can choose,
Okay.
how much money you make, and it's going to be based in pesos. It'll start at less than $1. U.S. It'll be about 30 pesos, which is about a little over 50 cents for us. And you go higher. That's the least
Mystery
amount.
box almost.
And then there's another one. Like I said, we're gonna play another one, and it's gonna have a flat rate for each game. And Elvie, should I tell everybody what that flat rate's gonna be? I'll let Elvie decide on that.
Well, you do that, Larry. I'm gonna get off of here so I can get my live streams done before. Eat
Well, I'm
dinner.
gonna. Well, unless somebody else comes up, I won't go a whole lot longer. I've been going for over 2 hours already.
Yeah, I can see that. I'll catch you later, guys. I'm gonna go do my live stream because
Now, Tim, remember, I appreciate you getting up early to come, and you take care, Retro.
You too,
but,
buddy. Happy birthday in advance.
All right, thanks. Like I said, next Saturday, here in the States. And
Before I go,
yeah,
I just gotta do something for you. Happy
okay.
birthday to you. You live in a zoo. You look like a monkey, and you
And I
laugh.
act like one too.
Yeah, I catch you later, man.
Have a good one, man. Take
See
care.
you later, bud.
All right, Elvie, I won't tell anybody. You said you'll tell it on my birthday. We'll let you do that. Like I said, I'm leaving it up to you. But I think they will like that price. I do believe they'll like it. And all right, Mike, you take care, man. I'm glad you came. And tell your Elvie hello from the chat. And Mike, if she can, make sure she comes to my live stream next week, and so she can play as well. Both of you can win money. She just has to comment in the chat so we know who she is, and she'd have to give a. All right, now, man, behave. And anyway, like I said, she can win money. You can win money. You can donate your money to her. So I think you guys would enjoy it. So all you got to, like I said, if you want to play the game, you have to make a comment in the channel, because otherwise we can't have you come up and talk to you. I mean, our call on you for the one game, we got to know who you are to get you to play. We got to get a hold of you. So if you don't comment, we're not going to be able to bring you up and have you play the games. So that's right, Mike. Ben should be nice. And we all think Elvie's a sweetheart. And if I was going to go younger, like I said, it'd have to be someone like Elvie. It's got to be someone at least in their 30s. Anything younger than that's just too young. I prefer 40s or 50s. But like I said, that's without meeting the person. Once you meet the person, you can change and go up or down. I mean, let's be honest. Yes, they will be, Elvie. They will be very happy with the Bring Me game. And that's why I decided to do that. Let's have one game where they're going to absolutely love it. That's up to you, Tim. You can play, but you can always donate it to somebody else. Okay? Well, that's his prerogative, Ben. I used to go to this guy named Chris and Sabu's live stream. I can't remember the guy's name, but he blocked me. I couldn't see his comments, and I don't think he ever saw mine But I always knew when he was there because everybody would talk to him. And I know you're used to his humor. It was Mike that blocked him, not me. But anyway, you know, it just, we got to have some fun. Like I said, I am a lower middle class here in the States, and only because I work and I get my Social Security. If I didn't get my Social Security, I would be lower middle class, maybe even working poor. It depends on where you're at. I can afford to live where I'm at, but I'd really have to watch what I do without my Social Security. I make more money working than I do on Social Security, but that Social Security really puts me up there. Really helps me out a lot. Yeah, I know, Mike. Bobby blocked you. I can't remember the guy's name. It seemed like everybody kind of liked this other guy, but he was like you. He's a liberal, and I guess he didn't like me because I'm a conservative. And I made some conservative comments he didn't like, so he blocked me. I never blocked him. I don't block people. If you're a conservative, you're a conservative. If you're a liberal, you're a liberal. Ed, Big Mac Daddy, he's a liberal. And you know how we get along. I mean, I don't care. I mean, as long as you can communicate and be civil about it, there are some liberal ideals I actually love. I love the ideal, like you guys have in Canada. I love the health care for all. I actually love that ideal. And I'm a conservative. But I'm on the middle ground of the conservative. I'm almost liberal, but not quite. I'm right there, especially in New York. I'm nowhere near liberal for New York. I'm definitely a conservative in New York. In Indiana, I was a liberal. But the liberals in Indiana, when I lived there, were actually on the conservative side. They were in the middle of the ground liberals. And so, like I said, I voted for Democrats, I voted for Republicans, I voted for independents. I vote for the person, not the party. I vote for the policies that I support. On the national level, I'm more conservative than I am on the local level. So do I, Mike. That's how you come to a quorum. That's how you come to an agreement. You have a civil discussion about ideas, and you try to pick out the best one, or the one that does the least harm in your opinion. Ben, you're right. If you're talking about the extreme left, I agree with you. But so does the extreme right. Both extremes are idiots. But the extreme left right now seems to have more power than the extreme right. And if you disagree with them, you're either a bigot, homophobic, transphobic, I can't remember how they say that word, which means that you're a male chauvinist pig, or something like that, if you just happen to disagree with them. So that's the far left. I don't consider that the left. I'm trying to think of Bill Maher. I'm trying to think of his name. He's on the left, but he's a middle on the left. And he thinks the extreme left has gone too far. He thinks they're idiots, but he is on the left. Yeah, the middle liberal is almost considered right. The extremists, and the extremist rights almost think we're the centrist conservative is a liberal. But like I said, well, I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. I know you're going to disagree with me, but I'd rather have Trump than Biden. I'd rather not have either one of them. I'm going to tell you the truth. I really don't care for either one of them. I just think in the last couple of years, Biden's gone downhill so bad. And who's his backup? Come on. You think I want Harris? Man, she's a Looney Tune. You ever hear her talk? Her cackle? Oh no, I would not want her as a president. So no, I want somebody else. I prefer somebody else. And I will say this, I would prefer anybody else than Biden or Trump if I could. All right, Mike, take care, man. I like RFK Jr. on the left. And on the right, I lean towards DeSantis. But I'm considered, I'm registered as a independent, so I don't vote in primaries. So I'll have to vote for, pick the lesser of the evils. Either that or register in the primary just to vote. But it's a sad state of affairs when right now it looks like we're going to have to choose between Trump and Biden again. That's really sad because I really don't want either one of them. I really don't. But Biden has done so many things wrong. I just can't bring myself to vote for him. Hopefully there's a third party. I'll vote for that. And yeah, I like her. Yeah, she's good. Like I said, I'll vote for a Democrat if you can give me one that's got some common sense. Like I said, I like RFK Jr. I think he's a little farther left than I like, but he's nowhere near as left as Biden or Harris in that group. See, I disagree with you, Mike. I have to go the other direction, but I don't want to vote for either one of them. Oh God, no, I don't want to vote for either one of them. Yeah, common sense ain't common anymore. Jesus. Yeah, I can understand that, Elvie. But I hate to tell you this. I know Jerry would disagree with me, but I like the border wall. I'm a firm believer in immigration. I really am. My best friends, not just one, my best friends are all from China. All right? Now, that's out here in New York. They all immigrated, every one of them. And love them to death. They're great people. But they did it the right way. One did it the right way, one did it a different way. Hey, Tim, take care. And but until 9/11 happened, I really didn't give a rat's ass about the border. I really didn't. It's 9/11 that says, hey, look, we got to do something about our border. Because that's how some of these people came in legal and just never left. And some did come in illegal. And we got to tighten up on immigration. I want people to come in that deserve to be here. If they're being persecuted back where they're at, bring them in. We need immigration. I really believe that it helps our country. But let's do it the right way. Let's make sure the people coming in here deserve to be coming in here. And that can be, that's true. Now, my father always told me that if you don't vote, you can't complain. You give that right up. Now, he used the word bitch. And I like to bitch too much not to vote. So, that may be, Elvie, but you need to vote what you got to do is look at the candidates and try to decide who's the lesser of the two evil. Which is the lesser evil. Because you're right, they may both be dirty. And that happens. That happens here in the States. That happens everywhere. But you got to look and say, all right, who do I think is going to do the better job for not just me, but for the people? I'm glad to hear that, Elvie. Like I said, I don't get involved too much outside of trying to pick out Maybe, but it still slows down a lot of the trafficking. It will still slow down a lot of the illegal immigration. Like I said, they can come through the right areas. There's areas that are set up for immigration to come in. And you can put in motion detectors that will go over 100 feet. They can detect if somebody's digging over 100 feet deep. All right? And they could probably put it down where they can even go farther down than that if they want. And try to pick up the movement and catch the people. There's a lot of things we can do to increase. You can't, Mike, even you guys have a border. There are certain areas that are weaker than others, but even you guys control who come into Canada. You control who goes into Canada better than we control who comes into the United States. That's all I'm saying. I mean, yeah, you can't stop everybody, but you can sure stop a lot of them. We just put that guy in a timeout. Ours is next year. And I disagree with you, Mike, on that. You're right that there's a hard chance getting rid of all the drugs. I think the United States is starting to take a little bit better view of it by you make marijuana legal. That will help cut down on some of it. It'll also help you save money. Now, I don't think I can understand Trump saying he wanted a wall there so that way they can't say he's racist, because you put one on the southern border, it's the Mexican. You put one on the northern border, hey, it's Caucasians like we are. So maybe that's why you wanted a wall there too. That might be, I don't know. But I just know that fewer people cross from Canada. They do cross from Canada, but fewer people cross from Canada illegally than they do from Mexico. And like I said, I'm not against immigration. I'm all for immigration, but I want it done legally. And I don't see why people can understand that. Maybe you guys in Canada can't understand it because you don't have a problem with illegal immigration. We do. I mean, they've set up, what was it, 100,000 people maybe to New York City? And they're saying if it keeps on, there will be no New York City. That's what the mayor of New York said, and he's a Democrat. He said it's breaking them, it's busting them. Well, what do you think it's doing to Texas? Texas gets hundreds of thousands, they get thousands a day. And that's the ones they know about. You got all the gotaways. But, so it's just like, you got to do something. And I don't know what else you can do besides, try to control the border. And that's just, like I said, before 9/11, I really didn't care. But they have caught people coming over that were on the no-come-in list. So, I mean, most of them are probably paying the coyotes, the drug dealers, to bring them over. But so they're getting away with it that way. But you catch a few, and everyone you can catch, yeah. That's what I said. I mean, it's the same thing happens. It depends on where you cross over at in Texas. There's areas where they can just wade across. That's where they put that floating barrier at. There's areas that they can just wade across. That's just keep them from doing it. Where the wall's at, they can get across the river. It's usually away from the river. It's after they get across that they get to the wall. You can't do that. Yeah, I know. Like I said, now that's not the problem down on the southern border. They're not going to freeze to death, but they may die of dehydration in the desert. And that happens. There's ranchers down there in Arizona and Texas will tell you they find dead people on their property all the time. And there's farmers, ranchers down there that won't let their kids go out at night. It's just too dangerous in their own yard. That's not right. You got to do something to try to keep it safer. But, I don't know. And Barry, I would prefer a multi-party over a two-party system. In some ways, because when you only got two choices, sometimes you have no choices. Like I said, if we get Trump and Biden running against each other again, that's really no choice. I mean, you lose either way. You really do, because half the country hates Trump, half the country hates Biden. Biden's getting more and more to just like him. Somebody's trying to say, well, Trump can't run, but Trump can. The only thing to keep him from running, he hasn't been charged with, and that's insurrection. That's the only law that I know that if he breaks that, he cannot run again, and he's not been charged with that as a crime anywhere. So now the January 6th people were charged with insurrection, but Trump wasn't charged for that. And so until they do, as far as I know, he can run. I wish he could. Like I said, I want somebody besides either one of them. But that's right, man. If that's the answer, there's something wrong. Because neither one's any good, really. And if I had to choose between the two, I hate to say it, I'd have to be Trump. I would rather vote for a third candidate and just throw my vote away. But at least I can complain because I voted, and that's what I'll do. I just don't know what else to do. Because I'm a firm believer in voting. You gotta. That's our constitutional, not only our constitutional right. I think it's our constitutional obligation as U.S. citizens, whether it's naturalized or you're born here, is to vote. If you're a citizen, I think you should vote. I don't know. The Constitution doesn't say just two parties. The Bill of Rights I have to check the Bill of Rights, but I don't remember the Bill of Rights saying anything about just two parties. There's three levels of government, of the federal government. You got the presidency, you got the Congress, which is Senate and the House of Representatives, and then you got the Supreme Court. Now, yeah, it can't be that way, man. But so you got. I'm trying to think of the correct terms. The legislative is the House of Representatives and the Senate, and then the judicial is the Supreme Court. And you got the presidency, and some people say the fourth state is the press. Freedom of the press is why we have freedom of the press. Just try to keep them honest, but our press is so left-leaning, it's kind of hard. Now, it might be in the rules, but it's not the commandments. I mean the 10 amendments, first 10 amendments. It might be in there. But the first 10 amendments, I don't believe it's in the first 10 amendments. Let me see something here real quick. First 10 amendments. I'm looking right now, Mike. Well, Mike, I just went through the first 10. I'm on number 13, and I have not seen where it says how many parties can be. Not through the first 10, so it's not the Bill of Rights that gives that. It may be a different amendment later on. The first 10 are the Bill of Rights. And like I said, it's not in the first 13. I'm looking at 14 now. And not in the first 14. And not through the first 15, so I'm not going to quit looking there. But it may be in there with one of the amendments, but it's not in the Bill of Rights or the Constitution itself. Does not establish how many parties you can have. There used to be the Whigs, and I can't remember what else they called them. The Republican Party came about in the 1800s, 1860s. The very first president elected as a Republican was Abraham Lincoln. He's one of the founding fathers of the Republican Party. It was founded to free the slaves. A lot of people don't realize that. They think it was the Democrats. The Democrats actually were the founding fathers of the Ku Klux Klan. A lot of people don't know that, but that's the truth. They were the ones that founded the Ku Klux Klan. So they were the party of racism. But you always hear it's the Republicans. And it was actually the Republicans who passed the civil rights. It was Republicans that passed that. And there was a lot of Republicans who were in the Klan down in the South jumped from the Republican Party to the Democrats because the Republican Party voted for civil rights, and back in the 1960s. And that's not always well known. I have blacks that tell me the Republicans have never done anything for them. Nothing. And then you point out that it was Republicans who passed the Civil Rights Bill. Well, they have never done anything since. They're firm believers that the Republicans are racist and the Democrats are the party of the blacks. They forget that it was the Republicans who went to war with the Democrats. Pretty much is what it was over slavery. And let's see now. I want to say about 42. It could be less. I know Abraham Lincoln was elected two terms, and he only considered himself, I think it was the 16th president. He didn't consider himself the 17th. Now Johnson came in after when Lincoln got killed. Kennedy, and then another Johnson. George Washington was 2 terms. So there's been some 2-term presidents. I don't know if they all considered themselves a new number when they served. Now the ones that were, this happened, where they had one term, got defeated, ran again later, and got a second term. And then you got to remember there is Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who served 4 terms. Well, three and a partial terms. That's what I'm saying. You got to look at how many, and you're talking about don't count 2 terms. You also have one that served 4 terms, and so somewhere around 40 is all. I couldn't tell you the exact number. I can't name every one. Like I said, there's Washington, there's Monroe, there's Jefferson, there's Johnson, there's 2 Johnsons actually. Adams, there's 2 Adams. Roosevelt, there's 2 Roosevelts. It's not 45. Oh no, it's not 45. I don't believe there was 45 different people. Unless the 2-term ones only counted themselves, they only counted them as one person. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Ben. I just don't know. I'd have to look that up. And I guess we could do that right now. You could be right. It may be 45. How many different people served as the United States president? You're right, 45 men. Like I said, I had to look it up. I had no clue. I'll be honest about it. It was a very good question. So a lot of them did not count a second term as a different number then. And that's good to know. But now how many terms have been served? That's a whole different number. And so yeah. Okay, I did not know. Like I said, I knew that happened. And hey, Danny, how you doing, man? I bet you're happy being back in the Philippines right now. Is it still raining there? I admired Abraham Lincoln myself. He was in a no-win situation. He really did not want the war. I don't know how much people know about the history, but Lincoln was against the spread of slavery. He thought it would die out on its own, and he was against admitting more states as slave states, because what they were doing before that was almost every free state admitted had a slave state admitted along with it, so to keep the balance of power. And Lincoln was against that. He wanted to stop the spread west of slavery. And the slave states didn't like the ideal. They didn't like the ideal that they had a someone who wanted to curtail their power as far as being on a slave state. Hey, Pacquiao, I'm glad you're still in the background. And so they succeeded, or tried to succeed. Or depends on how you look at it. They succeeded, and then got in a war with the North and lost, and so they were added to the United States. The Arlington Cemetery, I don't know how many people know this, but that used to be George Washington, not George Washington, listen to me, Robert E. Lee's property. And so they took some of his property and made the National Cemetery out of it. When I say national, I mean the National Cemetery for soldiers who served honorably, and well, most of them won awards like the Medal of Honor and some other major accomplishments. You can't just be a regular serviceman and get into the Arlington Cemetery. And you had to serve with distinction. And I don't think you had to die while serving, but you had to serve with distinction. And so, but yeah, that was Robert E. Lee's property. A lot of that was his property. He didn't lose everything, but he lost a lot of it. And now I don't know how many people really know this part about the history of the Civil War, but Robert E. Lee was offered the generalship of the Union. He was Lincoln's first choice to be the general of the Union troops. But Virginia, his part of Virginia, succeeded. And so he said, I cannot draw my sword against my beloved Virginia, turned it down, rode down to Virginia and joined the South, the Confederacy. Now, some of you may or may not know the reason why there's two Virginia and West Virginia, is that West Virginia refused to succeed with the rest of Virginia, and they stayed with the Union and became a different state. That's how they became West Virginia. And when the Confederates lost, they didn't join back up. They just stayed their own separate state. But that is how we got two Virginias, Virginia and West Virginia. West Virginia refused to succeed with Virginia. They stayed with the Union and became their own state. And also the song Dixieland was actually a song that was favored by both sides until the war. And then both North and South loved the song Dixie. And it became a song for the South. Now, yeah, Danny, next Saturday is my birthday, and I'm going to be posting a live for it later on, and we'll be playing games. Elvie's going to be running the games, and you'll have to make a comment in the live so Elvie can have your name, and then there'll be games that you can win Gcash, and I know you're in the Philippines, so come on up. You come in, or have your Irene come in and play the games and win some money. It'll be given out in the Philippines in the form of Gcash. So Elvie, I'll have to get your Gcash account. If anybody plays here in the States and they want to keep the money for themselves, it'll have to be PayPal, so I can do it. And hopefully we don't get too much money out on the American side, because most of the money I've already sent to Elvie, and I'll send her some more to cover these game. So, you know, we're going to try to have fun and give out some money and make some people happy on my birthday. And yeah, Danny, it's my 70th birthday, so my celebration is I'm going to give out money. And Elvie's going to run the games. There's 2 different games. You can read what she says they are. And like I said, you have to be in the live stream, because otherwise you can't play. You got to make a comment so we know who you are. Otherwise, you can't play. So on one of the games, you're going to have to be able to come up. What's that game called? Bring Me. When she tells you to bring her something, you're going to have to come up and show it to her. You can't say, I got it. You got to show it to her. You got to be the first one to show it. So you're going to have to be able to come up, and you don't have to talk to me. You'll be able to. So all the ones in here that are in the Philippines that are not comfortable with speaking English, you can speak directly with Elvie and show her what you got, and we'll get you. She'll get you the money, and so hopefully we'll all have fun. The Bring Me game will have a nice price. Yeah, and like I said, I just want to help people, and so this is my way of trying to give back to some of my viewers, and I know most of my viewers are actually here in North America, United States, and Canada. So that's why I'm saying if these guys play and they win, I'll get them the money through PayPal. I just hope not too many guys, unless they want to donate it to somebody in the Philippines. Then Elvie can take care of it with GCash. And the games will start at 8 o'clock, the Philippines, 8 a.m. Sunday morning, the Philippines, or 8 p.m. Eastern time here in the United States. And Elvie's telling me, yes, that's right, you have to come up and show her that you got what she's asked for, the Bring Me game. And that will be probably the best paying one. We won't say what it is. I'm going to leave that. Elvie said she wants to announce that next week on my live stream, so we'll let her do that. And so, like I said, I want everybody to come in and have fun. And I thought about how to celebrate my birthday and what I could do, and I thought this is the best way to do it. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm giving Elvie some money. I'm going to send her some more to help cover the cost. And we'll go till we run out of money on Elvie's side. And if we go over a little bit, hopefully it's not a lot, I'll send some money and make sure that's covered. So Dan always says he likes my voice too. I don't, yeah, and you're right, it's a radio voice. It's definitely not a face for TV. What can I say? I don't know how good my voice is. It's just my voice. It's always been my voice. My younger brother, God rest his soul, sounded a lot like me. And I do mean that, a lot like me. He used to fool our mother into thinking he was me. So, yeah, we sounded almost just alike. I remember one time I was talking to my mother and telling her I think I was at home needing a ride, and telling her, and she refused to believe it was me. She thought it was my younger brother trying to play a joke on her. Until he walked in the room when I was talking to her on the phone. He comes walking in, to see our mom, and matter of fact, I think he still lived there. I don't even think he was out of high school yet. And my younger brother's 5 years younger than I am. And so anyway, he goes walking into the house, and she goes, "Oh my God, it is you, Gary!" And we'll get everything changed, but because I guess my brother used to call up and pretend he was me, and then get a laugh out of it and let her know it was him. But it just, And we had our best friend. We had a good friend that he fit in there like a brother would. He was like a younger brother to me, an older brother to my younger brother. We were best friends. We ran around a lot, and he ran around a lot with my brother after I went in the Navy, until he went in the Marine Corps. And I'm still close with him. Whenever I go back home, I get together with him, and we'll go out and get something to eat and talk. Then I'll meet up with him and his wife at the American Legion. Now, I'll drink Coke. I don't drink and drive. I quit doing that years ago. So I'll go in and have a Coke and talk with him for a while. All right, man. KXL 9159. But anyway, so we called up, like I said, our friend's mother, and my mom and dad had the two phones. Back then, you had house phones. You didn't have cell phones, and they had two phones in the house, so you could both be on a separate phone and talk. So we're both on a phone, and we're talking to our friend's mother, Catherine, and whenever one of us would say something, she goes, "All right, now which one's this?" She says, "You guys sound just like it. Which one's this? Who am I talking to?" So yeah, I guess we sounded just alike, but it was fun. All right, guys, we've been going over 2.5 hours now. 2 hours and 47 minutes so far. Yes, I do. Yes, Ben, I remember the party lines. You'd be on the phone talking to somebody, and somebody'd pick up and start dialing instead of saying anything. Crystal, I sang solo. So low, people can't hear me. I sing, but I do not have a good voice for singing. I have a good voice for talking. But my singing is not that good, and so we'll just say that. And but oh yeah, and sometimes they do that because they wanted you off the phone. Well, I need to make a call. Well, I'm on one. You're just gonna have to wait your turn. And party lines were cheaper than private lines, and then later on, private lines became pretty cheap, and so we went to a private line. But so. Oh yeah, party lines, man. You'd have 2 or 3 or more people on the same line, different numbers, but you'd be on the same line, and it was just crazy, man. And you all live close together. You may not be on the same street, because I lived on a corner, so I lived on Beach Street, but you could have been on 28th Street, which 28th and Beach is where I lived, and so who knows where they all were at, and. I don't know what kind of cake I'm going to have. Yeah, I prefer the solo line. That means nobody can, like I said, nobody can listen in on your conversation, because they could pick up the phone and just listen to whatever you're saying. And if you didn't hear when they picked up, you could be talking about whatever you want to talk about, and they could hear the whole conversation. Yeah, back then you had to answer the phone just to see who was calling. You couldn't. There was no screening calls. Yeah. I don't know what a chevron cake is either, Ben. But I haven't had a cake on my birthday for a while either. If I get a cake, it's probably going to be cupcakes this year, and instead of regular cake. Chevron cakes without? Oh man, no! Can't have cake without icing. Come on. I love icing. If I'm going to be bad, I'm going to be bad. I want the icing. Oh yeah, you really didn't know who was calling back then, Elvie. The phone started ringing, and you didn't know it could be a wrong number. It could be somebody you really didn't like, but they called you, answered the phone because you had to. We didn't even have answering machines back in those days, so you couldn't screen your calls that way. Later on, you could screen your calls by letting it go to the answering machine, and they'd have to leave a message, and if you sounded like somebody you wanted to talk to, you could always pick up and talk to them or call them back. But no, I want the icing, Crystal and Elvie. I want the icing, and that's just me. I happen to like icing, and so. But anyway, Now my aunt, I had an aunt, my mom's older sister, made the best red velvet cake, and it was great. Now when I was younger, I did not like carrot cake, but now that I'm older, I actually like carrot cake. But well, now Crystal, nowadays I'm sure you even got it in the Philippines. Nowadays you've got ice cream cakes, cakes made out of ice cream. All kinds of cakes nowadays. I used to always want a pie for my birthday. Yeah, Ben, you're right. It has to be moist. If it's moist, they're great. But yeah. But like I said, when I was younger, I think it was more the idea that it was made out of carrots that I didn't like than actually the taste of it. Because later on, I started eating it. Like I said, and I'm talking about my 40s. I don't think I ever started eating carrot cake till I was in my 40s, maybe even 50. And I started eating it, and it was moist, and it was good. And it's still not my favorite cake, but I do like carrot cake, and so few places have it. So when they do have it, I'll get a slice of it usually. But yeah, extra icing for Elvie. I agree with you. Anyway, I've not had a walnut cake. I've had banana walnut bread, and that's really good if it's moist. And now I've had banana pudding, but not banana cake. Well, you put chili peppers on there, it's definitely going to spice it up, Ellie. But I do like walnuts, I'll tell you that. But yeah, like I said though, have you ever had sweet potato pie, Ben? Or anybody else? Now, sweet potato pie is a lot like pumpkin pie, just a little bit different taste to it, but they're very similar. I like both of those. Now, my grandmother used to make a false apple pie. And now a false apple pie was made out of crackers, believe it or not. And I'm talking about American crackers, not cookies. You know, like the saltines, the saltine crackers. If you see American crackers, you'll know what I'm talking about. And you did some stuff, and it tasted a lot like apple pie. I'm sure, because like I said, what we call crackers, what we call cookies, you call crackers, I believe. What we call, or you call our cookies or your biscuits, I can't remember. But what we call biscuit is different. It's a bread type of bread, a special type of bread. A biscuit is here. They're usually round, fluffy, a little fluffy. Now, yeah, walnuts don't grow everywhere, but they're a very good nut. Almonds and cashews are good. Almonds are actually probably healthier. Somebody was telling me that the healthiest nut is a Brazil nut. And now, what do you call our cookies? Crystal, walnuts are good. I like walnuts. Hey, how you doing? Novus, how you doing? Welcome. I'm gonna have to get in here again. I gotta turn this one back on. This one. There you go. We just gave you a jacket. I don't see anybody else without a jacket, so we'll keep that going like that. Hey, Simple Nanette, how you doing? Appreciate you hitting the like button. Now, for those of you that just came in, I'm not going to be going a whole lot longer. But now, next Saturday is my birthday. I'll be 70 years old, and we're going to celebrate by having some games. Elvie's going to conduct the games. You'll need a Gcash account, and you'll have to actually comment in the section where I'm going to give away money, but Elvie's going to control everything. I've given her the money. And it'll be done by Gcash. If it has to be done by PayPal, I guess I can do it. But it's got to be either Gcash or PayPal. The games will start at 8 o'clock Sunday morning in the Philippines, or 8 o'clock Eastern Time Saturday night here. Like I said, Saturday on the 16th is my birthday. And I will be 70 years old, so I decided to give away some money. And I'm going to let Elvie conduct the games, and we'll give away money that way. I'm not going to choose people to give money to. You'll come up. You'll have to go in on one game. You'll have to go in and pick boxes, and that'll be explained later on at the game time. And you'll get your cash that way. It's all based in pesos. I like raisins in my oatmeal cookies. Sorry, people, but that's the long and the short of it. I like raisins. And but yeah, there's going to be another game called Bring It, and you'll have to be able to come up on my channel on this game, and Elvie's going to ask for something, and the first one to come up and show that item that she's asked for will win the prize. We're going to wait till next week to tell you what that prize is going to be. It's going to be a decent prize. We're going to play that game. I think Elvie and I agreed to. We'll play that game 10 times, and we'll give away some decent money on that one. And if anybody doesn't want the money for themselves, want to donate it to somebody else in the chat, you're more than welcome to do that. I don't know why this one went out. That's silly. It should have never went off. So anyway, here we go. For some reason, even though it's going on, it's cutting out. It's weird. So I don't know why it did that. So that's next week. We're celebrating, like I said, just celebrating my birthday. I happened to go over 600 subscribers. And I may do this again, but not quite to the degree I'm doing it this time if I hit 1,000 subscribers. But right now it's just a way to give some money back to my viewers and try to help out, show my appreciation to the people that come to my live streams. And so that's why I'm saying if you're in my live stream, I'm going to tell you about it. If you go to Elvie's live stream, she will give you all the information you need. But so anyway, like I said, that's what we're going to be doing next week. I know that some people think I look a lot younger than what I am. I've had people tell me that to my face. If I shave this off, I even look younger, but then you can see my double chin. And if I grow a whole beard, the full beard, I look like Santa Claus. So, you know, which makes me look closer to my own age. And so I thought on my other channel, here I'll just say hi and you can see the picture. And this is my Ninja channel. And you can see that I got a full beard in this picture once it comes up. And yes, I look like Santa Claus. I know that. I'm trying to be Elvie. I want to help people out. Like I said, it's what am I going to do for my birthday? I mean, I could run up and see my sister, but like I said, I think I told you all my sister had to go to the hospital a few weeks ago. She's on a oxygen. She's got the tank that gives her. She's got to breathe oxygen all the time now. So don't shave it, let it grow. The holiday's coming. If I did grow it back, it wouldn't be as long as that one. I'd keep it trimmed down like this. I think it looks better if I keep it trimmed down. My mustache, the last time I had the mustache, wasn't fully white. It had some color to it. But that's the only part of my beard that had any color at all, and it wasn't much. You really couldn't see the color unless you were close. But yeah, the beard part, all of it is completely white. I get that, I guess, from my grandfather on my mom's side, her dad. He had snow white hair. Now my hair is more gray than white, as you can see, but his was snow white. She's doing well, but she probably will have to use oxygen for the rest of her life. It's sad to say, but she was supposed to be on a CPAP like myself, and she quit using it, and caused her problems. Now I'm fine. I don't need oxygen at all, and they check me every so often. Yes, I do, Elvie. I have a snow white beard. They have places here in the United States where guys will grow their own beard, and they'll go to these places and they'll bleach their beard white and treat their hair and everything, turn it all white so they can play Santa Claus. I don't need that. All I got to do is grow it. Saves a lot of money, but I don't play Santa Claus. Yeah, Ben's probably snoring now. It's his bedtime. Yeah, this is my oldest sister. She's 80 already. She already had her birthday this year. My youngest sister is 60. I'm trying to remember now. 62. That's my little sister. I have 3 older sisters and a younger sister. Both my brothers have passed. My older brother died back in 86. 87? I want to say 87. No, it was later than that. It was 88. I believe it was 88. He was 37. I was 35. The beard part wouldn't be any trouble. The mustache might affect my CPAP. Because I have it has to go into the nostrils. What I wear, the mask I wear, it's what they call a nasal pillow, and there's two little prongs that go up in your nostrils, and the air is forced into your nostrils, into your airway, and it keeps your lungs open. Or not your lungs, your throat open, so you don't quit breathing. That's what sleep apnea is. You stop breathing when you're sleeping. And I have an extremely severe case of sleep apnea. I stop breathing 2 to 3 times a minute for 10 to 15 seconds each time. So about for every minute I breathe for maybe half of it. And this is like 121 times an hour I stop breathing. All right. And I have a very high air pressure to keep everything going. And so no matter where I go, I'm going to have a CPAP. I really can't sleep too well without it. If I want to sleep without it, I have to be setting up. I cannot lay down and sleep. And I don't sleep real well if I'm setting up, but I can get rest that way. But so yeah, that's one of the reasons why I decided to cut my beard. I think it was affecting my sleeping. But I grew a beard a couple different times after I got the CPAP. So I may do it again just for the heck of it, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I like this part. I used to have what they called a goatee, which was a mustache, and then it come down and all this was connected and the rest of the beard was gone. Now when I was younger, my beard was not white. It happened to be red, a dark red. And yes, I do. Now, Elvie, what do you mean by we'll see then? If I grow the beard? But, yeah, so it just, I had, my hair was a lighter color. It was more of a blondish red. Now, during the summer months, yeah. Well, it'll make me look older. I'll tell you that right now. I will not look as young as I do right now if I grow the beard. It will make me look older. It'll make me look closer to my age. Now, like I said, when I was younger, it was more of a blondish red hair. Wasn't a dark red like my beard. And during the summer months, I don't know if they do it in the Philippines. They may use salt water instead. But they use chlorine in swimming pools. And the chlorine, along with the sun, will act like a bleach and turn my hair blonde during the summer months because I went swimming all the time. And so when I was in the Navy and I was still young, all right, we'll think about it, Crystal. But I'm at this movie theater on Base in Rosecrans, and there's this girl with red hair in front of me. Now, I have a full red, I can't remember if I had the full red beard or the big, thick goatee, red goatee. Like I said, my beard and goatee were dark red. So I turned my back on her, so when I started saying all this stuff, she would see my blonde hair and not my red beard. And I started putting down red hair, saying if I had red hair, I'd be ashamed to go out in public. I'd shave my head bald. Better dead than red. Oh, man, I just not really putting down red hair. If I had a dog with red hair, I'd shave his ass and make him walk backwards. Oh, I'd just going off. And I could, everybody behind me, I could tell that, it was really starting to piss her off. And so I can't remember if she said something finally or what, but I finally turned around and said hi to her. And she just went, because she's looking at this big old red beard, you know. And there I just been, so she realized I was just having fun at, you know, making fun, because I really didn't mean it. Because here I have got all this red hair myself. And I probably should have been nice and offered to pay for a movie ticket, but I didn't. But oh yeah, just having a little fun. Like I said, I've always been a ball buster, you know. Santa in a drone will be awesome. No, I want to go flying through the sky in a sleigh. Here comes Prancer. Yeah, I was lucky she didn't hit me. Like I said, she was shocked when she looked and saw that beard, though. Yeah, it was something else. But so, all right, everybody. I know it's getting close to time for Crystal to start her. Crystal, listen to me. Time for Elvie to start her live stream here in less than a half hour now. And I'm going to need to take a break. I've been talking by myself for a little while. Nobody seemed to want to come up. But it's been a good live stream. So everybody remember now, next Saturday, and I'll get it posted here in just a couple of minutes, is my birthday. And we're going to play games. So remember, come to the live stream. 8 o'clock Philippines time in the morning. If you're there, if you're on Sunday morning, if it comes on Sunday morning your time, 8 o'clock in the Philippines. 8 p.m. Saturday night in the States will be when the games will start. I'll start at 7. Like I said, you're going to have to... That's all right, Elvie. Only I'm supposed to be lazy, okay? Only me. That's why my name's Lazy Larry. Well, she's been a mine interacting with mines so much. But like I said, no, we're gonna try to have a lot of fun next week. Give away some money, and Lazy Elvie today, huh? LV, Lazy LV, Lazy LV, Lazy LV. But I'm going to need to take a break. I really am. I need to hit the CR. I've been out of stuff to drink for a while. I need to get out of this chair and go sit in my living room. I'll sit on my couch, I think, today. And just take a little bit of a break. Lazy LV with a rose. All right. Yeah, Lazy LV. But I got to remember to start putting this one in the ear, because that one side's not working too well for some reason. So everyone, remember, be kind to each other. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, always try to have fun. And remember, next week, we'll have some fun giving away some money. Let poor old Ben sleep now. Come on. And I hope everybody wins some money. Like I said, we're giving away a little bit. And LV will tell you what to bring up. Cash is going to be. It's going to be, I think everybody will like that one. But there's only going to be 2 winners of that one. And so, all right, everyone. Glad you came. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And take care. Stay safe. Have fun. And be kind. Bye, everyone. LV. Have fun, everybody. I'm going to end it. Bye.